Arendelle smells.
There is a giant black bar.
I got it. I got it. I killed it. It's already fixed.
You fucked this up so bad already.
You already fucked it up. I was gonna begin something ominous, but you guys had to. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. We're doing this live again. Hold on. We're going. Welcome on in, folks.
Arendelle smells.
Greetings, one and all. You've heard me talk about my love of tabletops. You've heard me talk about my love of RPGs. And you've heard me talk about my tales of loving stories. Tonight, I have a tale for all of you. Far from the fantasy and the whims and the magics of any Dungeons or Dragons that can provide, but to a different world, one close to our own, but eerily distinct. Set back during the 1920s, 100-odd years ago. We find ourselves in America. The Great War had just ended, and we're entering into a new time of peace. A new time of culture. There are things that lurk in the dark. Things that, during all this revelry and celebration of life, seek to thwart that imbalance, seek to terrify us at the edges of our minds. And they call out to us. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition. Tonight, we are joined by the Magical Bard.
Hello!
The Tia Singer.
I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah?
You love tabletop games so much. Why are you such a table bottom?
The Wild Cherry Bomb.
Howdy there. Hope you all doing okay this evening.
And the Gimitation.
G'day, guys.
But of course, during RPGs, you don't play yourself, at least typically you don't. You play a character. Going through that same order, can we get introductions of everybody's character?
Well, I'm playing Jackson Price. I'm a Civil War veteran who travels the country gambling to make his living nowadays.
Thank you. Tia?
Sigh at me all you want to. You're stuck with me for 4 hours.
I'm going to fucking die. Hello, I'm Bella Boltgold, formerly of the Mage Chamberlain for Adeline Mayron. I'm here looking for my mistress.
Cherry.
The name's Tulip Kovan. I'm the, well, I'm kind of the leader here of the Flapper Girls. I was in Boston, though. Also a professor of the psychological and occult. All as a day job.
And last but not least, Jim.
Well, g'day, guys. I'm Jimothy Dalton, but I've better known as Dalton to most. And well, I'm an engineer, and we've heard there's some issues happening on the train, so we're see what we can fix up, eh?
I have one request, Farendell.
No. Yes, what's your request, Bard?
Can you please invert me? I am facing the wrong direction, and I'm trying to glare angrily at Tia, but it's hard.
Why? What did I do?
Sigh at me. That's what you did.
Hold on, everybody. Swoop. Swoop. There we go.
I mean,
I know there's a button for it, but that's funnier.
You shrooped him.
You shoot me. You shoot me really good, Angel.
You've introduced a tiny
Anyways,
black
now-
line along the bottom of that sauce. Now
Wait. Are you ready?
we
These
have the
cooking
technology.
skills are about
Yeah,
as good
yeah.
as his combos. It's fine.
Shut up. Tonight, we are joined by these 4 would-be investigators. Tonight, we attempt to solve a mystery. The mystery of the White Stallion. What is the White Stallion, you may ask? Well, the New York Central Railroad Company has contracted with many different groups to make many different luxury train lines. One group is known as Rapture Enterprises. They were contracted to make the White Stallion, a small train, but one nonetheless that would entice those more affluent to ride between anywhere within the, as far as New England, all the way down to DC itself, to enjoy a wonderful ride amongst the rails. But ever since its maiden voyage, or trip I should say, from Boston to New York, something nefarious has been happening. The train itself seems to have a bit of a curse. Every 2 hours on the train ride, someone goes missing. It's unknown how, it's unknown why, but quickly this has gained the White Stallion the name of the cursed liner. This is problematic. The New York Central Railroad Company cannot afford to have a cursed liner in its midst, especially one they've poured so much money into, advertised so greatly. It needs to succeed. People need to stop vanishing. They need to know why. So, in the town of Boston, before it begins its next trip out to New York City, we find ourselves, our 4 explorers, set in a small little office. There, this rather short individual, very pale skin with blue eyes, big nose with a soft-shaped jaw and neat eyebrows adorned upon his face, paces. His gray business suit is tattered, showing that, or not shattered, but ruffled would be the better phrase to put it, showing that it was put on in a little bit of a hurry, as he paces about an office, looking at the group in front of him. Oh, all right. Yeah, when I put out the bulletin asking for some private eyes or investigators to show up, I was hoping more for the local town dick to come in and actually show up, the magnifying glass toting and whatnot. I wasn't expecting you bunch.
Listen, darling, in all my years, I've never found a use for dick in my life. That ain't gonna start now.
Really? That's how we're starting the campaign, is with a dick joke.
That's
God damn it, Cherry.
I'm terrible.
Listen.
I'm just gonna put this here.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
You should be disappointed.
Listen, it was on the table. I was going to take it.
The individual looks up over at Tulip. Alrighty,
Oh my.
fine. Whatever, I guess the 4 of you will do. Hi, my name is Stephen Adam Lakes. I'm the contact of the New York Central Railroad that has that's looking to hire all of you for the job. I'm sure all of you have read the short description that was posted on the bulletin.
I heard something about a free train ride.
Yes, I've read
Yes.
through it.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I know the one, yes.
Good. Look, my bosses, they have been really... You see he's just very nervously tapping his fingers together. Really need this rail line to work, especially given the fact I was the one hired to maintain the rail line. I'm the overseer for it, and I need people to stop vanishing, right? We're losing money. We're at the point where tickets for it are so cheap that a lot of more common folk, no insult to the common folk, are getting on a luxury liner, right? It's bad. We're trying our best to meet ends meet, but nobody wants to ride this train, as people just keep going missing. And that's not good. So, currently the train is set to leave here in about an hour. And you see he kind of places his briefcase up on the table and pops it open. Rummaging through it, he pulls out 4 almost marble-looking tickets, but you can tell that it's just the way that they're colored. As he fans them out and extends it out to the group. Here are your tickets. I hope to see you all at the train station in an hour. You're going to be a part of this ride, but so far we haven't entered you guys into the official log. This is just so that you're not questioned by the ticket keeper at the gate. Officially, you guys aren't passengers there. But no one's gonna know the difference.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, that's all fine and dandy. You said that people disappearing. How, approximately how long does it take for someone to disappear on the train?
Exactly 2 hours on the dot every single time.
I see. Do you happen to know, where the train is passing through after 2 hours?
Roughly, it's reaching the end of Connecticut and starting to pull over into New York at around that time.
I see, I see.
And
The-
have any of those disappearances happened in a particular area within the train?
No. Almost every cabin has had someone vanish. You see, it's a small train. There's only 5 cars on it. Admittedly, there have been 2 areas that haven't had disappearances. It's the engine and the caboose. The caboose we keep for storage, luggage, things like that. Passengers are typically not allowed back there. And the engine itself, well, the conductor and, well, both conductor and maintainer of the train engine, he's the only one that's ever up there. He hasn't gone missing.
I see.
And you questioned the conductor about this, right?
Yep. He states that all he does is maintain the train, make sure that everything runs nice and fair.
Well, I guess just in case, if we had any, are there any witnesses that have seen someone being there one moment and vanishing in some puff of smoke the next? Anyone?
Not a puff of smoke, no. A lot of people do state that normally they notice that the individual is there one moment, and it's like they blinked and the individual is gone. And there's no consistency upon the report of the position of the person. We've tried everything. We've checked if they fell out the windows as well. No bodies were ever found.
Okay, that marks off one of the questions I was going to ask. Is there any connection between the disappearing here people?
No. Young, old, men, women. It seems to be no connection.
And how many have disappeared now?
About 50.
It took you 50 people to call a private investigator for this.
We've tried our best to cover up, admittedly. He kind of just taps his fingers across the desk. Look. At first, we wanted to believe it was all a coincidence. No one can just vanish into thin air. At first, we didn't believe these claims. But then it kept happening over and over. We've tried our best, but... And we have launched other investigations before, but none were successful. None of the investigators seem to have ever vanished. But... Look, this is why we've turned over from the police to private eye. We're hoping something unofficial might be able to turn up something. That's why we also do request that you guys do not mention that you are investigators. Keep that bit secret. To everybody else, you're just trapped.
Bit odd that only passengers are the ones disappearing. Anyone on official capacity, conductor, maintenance man, cops, they haven't been going missing.
We don't know what the connection is. And I wish I could tell you.
Well, there's food on the train, right?
There is. We do have a food cart.
Alright. Well, hopefully the train gets here soon.
Well, I'm gonna
Where's
go
that?
find the one place that we might be able to study up on this. The library.
Well, I might actually have one more question for you. When was the last safety inspection you had on this engine? Are there you got a report that might say that there's definitely no holes in the floor? I mean, we got to rule out some of these obvious factors, you know.
Yes, perhaps 50 bodies are stuck up in the undercarriage.
I feel like you'd smell that after a while.
Recently, we did have a safety inspection about last week. Passed with flying colors.
I like where your head is, young man, but just 50 people falling in the same hidden hole in the floor?
Yes, that starts to sound a bit like a Looney Tune.
Well, I mean, the holes in the bottom of a train can often lead to the tracks. Who knows? Who knows? We gotta. It's
What is a
a.
Looney Tune?
Oh shit, right, Looney Tune started in 1930. Never mind. Ignore that.
Oh,
Another question. Do you think you could provide us with the names of the crew of the train, please? As well as security?
Well, currently right now we're not able to afford much as far as the crew goes, so we've gone down to a small handful. He takes a moment. Well, there's Lawrence Steve Bellinger. He's the engineer and the conductor of the train. There's William Callahan. He's the chef and the one that runs the food bar currently. And that's about it for workers that are on the train at this point. As far as security goes, that's tied to the stations that they pull into. We used to have a bellboy, but he quit.
Oh, good.
Can't
I
blame him.
thought you were gonna say he disappeared, and that was what triggered this.
No, we haven't had any employees disappear.
Are these the same employees that have been on the train every trip, or
The chef has been around here since half the disappearances. The only employee that's been there has been the conductor the entire time.
I see.
Well, we'll do our best to pinch the culprit at the next station. If we can find one.
I don't
All right.
suppose Mr. Bellinger is inspecting the engine right now.
I don't know whether or not he would be on break. We are in town. Boston is wonderful. It's known for wonderful clam chowder and other seafood. Maybe he stepped off to get some of that from the Quincy Market.
It's also known for a molasses incident. You pardon me if I am not exactly excited to wander the town right now.
Yes, that happened, I believe, the same year as that Titanic.
Yeah, it was tragic. It was about 4 years ago. The Great Boston Massacre.
I forgot the fucking name.
I pull my gun and shoot him.
No,
No,
that's
here
actually what
comes
it's
the
called.
thing.
That's actually what it's fucking called.
That's actually what it's called.
I know, but the fact you made that joke is very...
For
I know
those who
you're-
don't know, Boston in
Sounds like
1919 had a giant molasses flood because a giant molasses tanker just
and
kerplooded.
people died from...
Yep.
People fucking died.
Like 14
Yep.
people were either crushed or drowned in molasses. It's fucked up.
And several horses, animals, some of the rescue crew. A man lost his fucking arm trying to be pulled out of it.
It
Yep.
was like 21 or 28 dead and over 150 injured or missing.
Yeah, and for years to come, residents would say during summer the area still smelled of molasses.
Is it summer?
No, it is not currently summer. It is currently a early fall.
Yes, I remember I moved here a little before after that happened. Damn, dying that's way most missold.
Note to self: next time I make a Call of Cthulhu character, I'm gonna have them be someone who survived the fucking
Massacre.
molasses.
The molasses.
They're missing a whole leg because it got stuck in it, and just, yeah.
They had to gnaw it off.
Round wave. Yeah.
This is a great character concept. I'm writing this down for Raid. Write that down. Write that down.
I gnawed my way
You can
through my
have that
leg to
one
get.
for free.
I gnawed my way through my leg to get to the molasses. Why didn't you gnaw the molasses? Shit. I didn't think of that.
Oh my god. Actually, at that point, because the massacre happened in winter, the molasses would have been cold.
That's why
You
you
would have
gotta
lost your
gnaw through
teeth.
it.
Oh, really
Yep,
viscous and everything. Mm.
Yeah.
It literally was like a heat wave went above freezing.
Yep.
That's why you gotta gnaw your way through, not chew. You gotta just slowly go. "Yang, yang, yang, yang."
So,
How to go? Ang, yang, yang, yang.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you
"Yang,
just
yang, yang, yang."
not?
anyway,
I'm...
Steven closes his briefcase. If you need me, I'm going to go handle some other official business I've been meaning to tend to. Best of luck. Stay safe. With
and,
that,
go ahead.
he goes to walk out the door.
We're at the train station currently, right?
You're in an office building across the street.
Oh.
Ah,
Steven, when is the next departure?
Well, now it's in about 30 minutes.
Right. If there's work to be done in town, I suggest you lot get onto it.
it's gonna take me a bit to get over that. You pack your loved ones if they're nearby, and I'll see you there. And the old man is going to begin hobbling to the train, where the train's going to be arriving, with his walking stick. I'm a slow person. I'm very slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna
Now
be
keep in mind, that
Carry
half-hour
suitcase.
timer, that is just the rough timer I'm giving for any pre-investigation before we get right to the train.
Mhm.
So, right at this time, where would everybody like to go?
Heading to the library.
Tulip's going to the library.
Jackson will actually head to the train yard, try to meet with other passengers who are about to board, and just sit and chat with them, see what they've heard.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go look at all the check-in and check-out times of the crew.
Alrighty.
It
Bella's
was,
heading there.
Hmm.
And Dalton?
I was also thinking, yeah, go and check out who's boarding this train. So,
Alrighty.
yeah, simply train yard was where I was thinking. Mm.
In that case, I'm gonna do the two not checking out with passengers first, and then I'll do the two checking out with passengers. So, starting with Tulip. You arrive at the nearest library to the train yard itself. As you walk up these stone steps and walk on in, many great bookshelves line along the walls. what would you like to try and find knowledge on?
Well, I know where the train's going through, and I know approximately where people disappear from. I would like to look up local, well, not, I guess local legends. I'd like to look up books about that area, try to find something about the history, skim through, and if I don't find anything, maybe try to find some newspaper articles about that area, if it's possible.
Sure, give me a library use check.
Alright, what am I rolling for that?
So you're gonna roll a d100, and you're trying to get under your library use skill.
Pick up the fucking dice!
There we go. On first
We go,
roll,
first
everybody.
roll. Yeah.
Both 100.
It is an 89, that is above it.
89, that's above it. You
I'm-
begin.
Fucking mad.
Alrighty, I'm off to bed. Have a good night, Baron.
Night,
Congrats on
Dan.
1K, man. Have a good night, Dan. I appreciate your face. Alright, so you begin kind of thumbing through the papers, trying to find things about the local area. And you find definitely interesting news, different things, different crimes that have happened around the train station, things like that, but unfortunately nothing seems connected necessarily about that area to the White Stallion directly. The only articles you do find regarding the White Stallion, as far as like big news, are just people talking about the disappearances.
I have the worst feeling I'm gonna be rolling high all fucking game.
I know you can't roll worth of shit in D&D, but now you're actually rolling here, and it doesn't matter.
Because that's the opposite of what you want.
Mm-hmm. You do have the time to research one last thing if you want to try and research something. I do want to also state to people, there is a mechanic in D&D known as knowledge rolls. You
In
can
D&D?
request, not D&D, in Call of Cthulhu. Fuck. In Call of Cthulhu, known as or idea rolls. Sorry, not knowledge rolls. An idea roll is, because it's a very investigative one-shot, and not everybody is investigative inclined mind, they have included a mechanic to help with that. So, you're going to take your intelligence stat and try to roll under it. If you do, now keep in mind, you can request it, and I'll give it based on exactly what your request is. And if you roll under that, I can kind of give you an idea of what to do. Hence, idea roll.
Your character is smarter and
I-
more aware than you are.
I would
Correct.
like to request an idea roll to try to figure out what I should look up in this library next.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 57, and that is well below my int.
All right. Well, here comes the thing. You're trying to look up the area. What's the history of this liner? How is it constructed? Who's tied to it? There's more information about the status of the train than just who works on it.
I'm gonna look up the history of this train and how it was built,
Alrighty. Give me another library use.
as well as everyone tied to how it was built. That is a 53, and that is under my library use. It's a success.
Hey, Kane Upsilon, thank you so much for the congratulations. I appreciate it. So as far as you begin looking into it, and you begin looking into just different factors that involve the construction of it, and everything seems normal for the most part. But then you begin looking into Rapture Enterprises. You can't find a thing on them. Not a book, not a document, not a word about Rapture Enterprises. For as much as you know, that name was just a name that your contact told you. They don't exist.
That's concerning. Rapture Enterprises, people just vanishing.
That does conclude your time, though, as you notice the time. You look up at the clock and notice the time, and you know I have to make my way towards the train.
Shit. I put all the books back on a cart and I leave.
Alright. Bella. So, I forgot. You stated you're going to try and check the, somewhere to go view the logs of the workers signing in and out for the train, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So you head on over to the station's office and begin kind of informing the workers who you are, and they allow you on back. Give me just one hair moment to take a look at something real quick. So I have to go view my notes. There we go. Do me a favor. Gave me just a... No, actually, you know what? You don't need to give me a roll for this, because you're looking directly for something, and the latest log should be there on top, so this is something relatively easier. Also, Kane, I'm sorry I did not thank you for the follow-up. I do appreciate it. So, you do take a look at those latest logs, and you notice something. The first thing and the only immediate thing. You notice that the chef, William Callahan, he checks in roughly every... It fluctuates to 5 minutes before or after his shift is supposed to begin, but it fluctuates, but he's relatively always on time. Something odd that catches your eye immediately, though, is that Lawrence, the engineer, is precisely on time, down to the minute, every single time.
Rather punctual of a man, but stranger things have been known. Guess.
Is there anything else you want to try and search for in this office while you're here?
Well, if he's going to be punctual, I'm going to go stand somewhere where I can watch him come up and maybe intercept him.
Alrighty. You do make your way over to the train itself. You do get there a little bit earlier before everybody. There are some people gathering. You do see some of your fellow investigators, who we'll get back to in a moment, already mingling with some of the other travelers. And you begin kind of watching. And I need you to give me a quick spot hidden check.
Okay, what's that under? Just as a
That
stealth?
It's investigator skills, and there's one literally called spot hidden.
Oh, okay. 100 again?
Yeah, D100. This is a D100 system.
Oof, a 93.
Ooh.
Enos, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. Get some good sleep.
But would you like to push your roll and introduce that mechanic?
Yeah, I can. So there is a thing called pushing your roll. So what this is you get to retry.
Bully the dice. Is that...
You're bullying the dice to try it again. But in doing so, failing can lead, if you push your roll, can lead to undesired results.
Given that I wasn't trying to be stealthy anyway, I'm not going to push the die.
Alright. So, you're just standing there, you're trying to find him. You're looking at the crowd, looking back. Where is he? Where is he? You look back, and you look at the clock, notice it's right on the dock. Look back, and he's already boarding the train.
He's quick and punctual.
You're not able to get a good look at his face, but you do see his attire kind of immediately pass through the threshold of that doorway and vanish.
So much for interception. I guess I'll follow after.
So, meanwhile, like a minute or two ago, Dalton and Jackson. Starting with Jackson first. Jackson, you immediately walk into the crowd, and you notice that there are already a few travelers there already kind of with their luggage gathering. There's not a lot. It's a very small handful. But you do notice a few different people. You notice what appears to be, going down the list, 3 individuals, all dressed in dark, very sharp business suits. One individual is a kind of tall, tank-like man with kind of like this almost mysterious gaze about his eyes as you kind of look into them and see that they lack any color to it. Large lips, rosy cheeks, and very large ears with a very squared jaw. His hair is short but thick and has wiry mutton chops. Currently, he's talking to this kind of tall and gangly, ruddy-skinned woman who looks just tired. And her face is very long and gaunt. Next to her is a much shorter, kind of more tan-skinned woman with deep brown eyes and a very round chin and full lips as well. She has wavy, dark brown hair, and she kind of wears this almost off-color foundation. They're currently talking amongst themselves. In another group, you notice what appears to be a wedded couple, both mingling amongst themselves. One of which is this rather taller woman, monobrowed, very, very lavishly dressed. And the other one is this like equally as tall, almost like they're both head and head with one another. Tall individual as well, with his not a little bit better manicured than the wife, honestly. He also has a monobrow, but his is kind of almost curled into a wavy bit, and they have this almost arrogance that bounces with their speech.
When it comes to the large individual and the tired woman, am I able to make out what they're talking about?
You could give me a listen check.
Oh, I could. I could definitely do that. I have a 60 for that.
And you're referring to the 3 in the suits, right?
You mentioned one was like built of a tank kind of person,
Yeah.
and they're okay, yeah, them. Try to hear what they're on about. Rolling. We got a 100.
That's not a 100.
Oh, did I invert that? No.
That's a 1.
Sorry. I'm used
You
to...
got a critical success!
Sorry.
Let's fucking go! So,
There
you
go.
kind of
Brilliant.
make your way over, you kind of lean in, and you hear. So, another trip then. Yep, another trip. Another glorious voyage for those from Rapture Enterprises. I hope tonight's entertainment is very well. Indeed. Who do you think is gonna win the game this time? Oh. The shorter of the 3 speaks up. Oh, trust me. It's gonna be me. I always come out on top. No offense to either one of you two, but I think I'm currently winning the record. The larger man says, no. I guarantee you. Victory will be mine tonight.
At the mention of game, Jackson's, eyes kind of light up with a little bit of energy, and he will hobble his way over to the three individuals and click his walking stick very loudly when he, gets close enough to announce, "Hey, hi." Um,
The three of them
Um,
look over. And the tank-like man speaks up. Can we help you?
oh, sorry, I just heard a mention of a game. I like games. What kind of game we playing?
We're talking about a poker game.
I love poker.
Yes. We plan on meeting up with some cohorts later tonight in New York City.
Hmm. Care for some games while we ride the train tonight?
No. 2 hours, a shaky train. I'd rather not dare risk it. My cards are very precious to me. He says as he reaches into his breast pocket, pulls out a very nice deck of cards, the box of which looks to be embroidered with kind of like black and red coloring with a sword smacked right in front of it.
Am I able to identify any like manufacturer brand on that, or does that look custom made in appearance?
I would say that, especially from this distance,
Mhm.
like, because you're not able to physically hold it and look over it, he's holding it in his hand, it just looks very fancy at the box.
My, you must be a high roller, as a lot of you.
Indeed. When you can afford such affluence, a little bit of gambling goes a very long way.
Oh, trust me, I know. Make my life off it nowadays. May I ask what gives you the luxury of doing so?
Why, we run Rapture Enterprises.
And that was... Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. We run Rapture Enterprises. You see, we're very, very successful businessmen and women. We helped build the White Stallion right here. Funded it ourselves.
Oh, well, thank you for building such a nice train. I heard lots about it. Hopefully the ride is as exciting as I extend it to be.
Indeed. At this point in time, you hear the all aboard as everyone's being called on.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It seems it's our time.
see you around.
Meanwhile, a few minutes back,
Mm-hmm.
Dalton, who do you want to approach? Because you still have, besides that group, you have the two wedded couple. There's a woman with her child. There seems to be this current kind of older gentleman that seems to be extremely well dressed. This, everyone here looks well dressed. I mean, I can keep going on about it, but there's another individual. He kind of has his jacket thrown over his shoulder, and he has this almost cocky, arrogant, like Adonis status about him, right? And lastly, you have just this kind of one almost scrawny-looking businessman just kind of keeping to himself, looking through documents on a bench. Who would you like to approach?
I would like to maybe do a head count to determine how many guests there are. I'm thinking if there's people disappearing or so, maybe just having as best I can, a figure for how many we're starting with, maybe.
Hold on, I actually never counted.
Oh.
I'm going to include the baby in this count.
Sure.
So the mother and the baby, him. There's one other individual I left out, just kind of this, average blue-collar working Joe. So, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 individuals, and then 3 more with the 3 that are currently talking over with Jackson. So 10 total, 10 passengers.
Okay. Yeah, so I might then might approach the blue collar working Joe.
All right.
Uh,
You're-
so
You
okay.
approach the individual. Now that you got a little bit of a better look at him, he's kind of this, like, average, fair skin, brown eyes, very bony cheeks, with a pointy with a pointy chin, high dyslexia, yeah, and all his features are very lean. He has kind of this crinkly graying hair, not fully gray, but, it's getting there. And he has what appears to be a burn mark on his right ear. Howdy there, stranger!
I might take the opportunity to describe what I look like, I suppose, as well. So the man approaching this other stranger is, I guess I'm quite tall, but a very large man in his 50s who looks like maybe was quite physically strong in his youth, but that his metabolism has failed him, and it's now turned into a mostly gut. So this atrophied, portly man now. So I will be, yes. Well, g'day there. You're boarding the train today, eh?
Yeah, I'm boarding the train. Gonna be heading down and getting some work in New York done.
I see. And please, I mean no offense, but you're dressed a little differently to your fellow travelers over here. Are you being commissioned to visit this destination, or paying your own fare?
Pay my own fare, but it's fine. Nobody buys fucking tickets for this train. People keep going missing. I think it's a whole load of hogwash.
Sorry, you're saying people are going missing. What have you heard?
Well, I heard that if you hop on this train, sometimes they don't come back. People just... And he kind of flourishes with his hands. Vanish in thin air. Like they weren't even there.
Crazy stories. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, there's a delay, so every time I have to just make sure that you weren't about to say something.
That's fine. You're... For those that don't know,
yeah.
Jimmy here is actually from Australia, so he has the delay of the planet to deal with.
What? You can't cut through the atmosphere to get to us faster? Come on now.
Sounds like
do
a
what
skill
I can,
issue.
but yeah, that's right. What kind of work you in?
Construction mostly. I hear they're trying to build new high-rises over New York. I want to get in on that.
Yeah, I heard about some of those developments. Be a real population boom over there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
You haven't. Do you happen to know any of these others over here? What's your take on them?
Nope,
I'm just
haven't really
gesturing at
bothered
the
talking to anyone else. I keep to myself, mister.
Oh, that's quite fair enough. You have a good trip. Sorry, I'm Dalton. You
Didn't I say my name? Could have sworn I did. But, in case I didn't, I'm Stanley Villar. Nice to meet you.
likewise. Yes, have a good time. I think we're looks like they're boarding reasonably soon, and I'll if I have time, Up to you.
Unfortunately, you do not have time to approach
Sure.
anybody else.
Mhm.
So, with a whistle, everyone hears the call, "All aboard!" and are brought one by one to the train. So, I'm going to take this moment to talk about the mechanic, because Call of Cthulhu doesn't normally have battle maps, ever. This game is meant to predominantly prey on theater of mind to try and help fuck with people. There's a reason why you don't like even give a map of the layout of the room, because there's supposed to be that little bit of distortion, especially if certain mechanics start messing with your perception of the area. But we do provide certain guides to at least be able to help players kind of figure out where the fuck they are, at least at a basic level. And here's the base representation of the train. You all have a pawn corresponding with the color that you chose to represent you, and you guys can move it amongst the train. This is just to help notate where you are. So, everyone is being asked to board to the cabins area, specifically to be seated while the train starts off, so if everyone could take their pawn and drop it into the cabin.
Are we allowed to speak amongst ourselves for a moment, or?
You are allowed to speak amongst yourself as you're all getting seated at within the cabin right now.
Alright, well, if y'all don't mind me going first with our finds, and Tulip looks around to make sure there's not really anyone nearby. Just make sure no one's listening in. From what I can tell, historically, Rapture Enterprises did not exist.
What do you mean? Met some nice fellas just now.
According to all historical documents I could find in the library around this train, and its time being built, its construction, the railway built, Rapture Enterprises all over it, but there ain't a single lick of information on them.
Well,
Historically, they don't exist.
that's because historically, they just exist. I mean, we're in the modern times, they're not historical times. I mean, look at them. And Jackson will kind of slyly gesture over to the three individuals in suits. Look at them, we're right there.
I should say there's no record of their existence before this liner was made.
Oh,
It seems like it was almost made. It seems like this business was almost distinctly made to build this liner.
maybe they were. Taxes and all.
I can't be the only one noticing the rather suspicious name of that enterprise, right?
Oh yeah, no, I've connected that dot. Rapture, people suddenly vanishing.
What do you make of those, sorry, Jackson, you're saying you spoke to those three represent the Rapture, did they giving you weird vibes or anything?
Oh, seem like lovely individuals. They play poker. So there's going to be a game tonight soon when they get to New York. I wanted to join them, but they wouldn't let me.
This might be a shot in the dark here, but this is a huge shot in the dark. This is the biggest shot in the dark I will ever take as my time as a professor in a study of the occult. There have been 50 people missing, and there are 52 cards in a deck.
Okay.
I don't know if that's connected at all, but perhaps it is. Do you have anything on him?
He had a deck of cards.
Cult? What nonsense.
You watch your tongue. There are things in this world you cannot explain.
Well, I suppose maybe we do consider if there's someone going around with some chemical, grabbing up people and throwing them out a window. Who knows? Wouldn't rule it out just yet.
Yes, but they would have found bodies at some point if they're tossing them out on the exact same part of the track every time.
Do we know
Listen,
it's
young
the
miss.
same part?
Listen,
There
young
was
miss.
a hog farm.
Oh my god. Listen, young miss, I know people, okay? I've been around for a long time. I think I know people. And I don't think people can be turned into playing cards.
Like I said, biggest shot in the dark I got, but if they're really just vanishing, perhaps it is something more occult. Or magic.
At that comment, you hear the whistle and feel the lurch. The train begins to roll, chugging along slowly before rapidly picking up in pace. Before finally, you leave the station behind you and begin making your way out of Boston. Now, I kind of have warned my players about this, but chat, you may have been noticing I spawned a clock over here.
Oh shit, we only have 22 hours.
That's
Wait, no, it's
currently
counting
set to-
up.
Yeah, that's currently the world clock. We're starting the timer. You guys have exactly 2 hours to solve this mystery before someone goes missing. Good luck. Timer has started.
Alright, well,
So, at this current time, I do want to make the mention, all the other guests have gone up and started to move about the different carts. Some stayed within their cabins, but some have moved back to the lounge and the food cart. Where would all of you like to go?
I'm going to try to move to the caboose.
Alrighty, so Tulip's going to the caboose.
The food cart. I'm fucking starving.
Alrighty.
I guess I'll
might-
go to the engine.
Alrighty.
The delay got me. Go to the. I'll stay in the cabins and I'll see what's happening there.
Alright, we'll go left to right then. In the engine. Bella, you walk up to the engine, door to it. You go to swing it open, and the door was oddly left unlocked. As you swing it open, you... As I go down to the engine's page, well, it's a locomotive engine. Unlike the rest of this liner, which is decorated and well furnished, this is all practical use. The windows themselves at this point seem to be removed, so you feel the cold autumn air whipping by you already as you enter on in. All there is the one individual currently shoveling coal into the mouth to keep it fueled. This individual being Lawrence Bellinger, the engineer and conductor of the train. He's very tall, very thin, extremely pale skin, with very deep black eyes. Though his cheeks almost have this very light rosiness to them, despite how gaunt they are. Straight brown hair, but he's kind of leaned to the with a bit of a slant. His hands covered in soot, his clothing covered in soot, but very, very dark to try and help offset that. He currently, as far as facial hair goes, has a braided mustache and has this very, almost medium-length, tufty, braided beard. He stops shoveling for a second as he looks up over at you. Can I help you, miss?
Mr. Bellinger, I presume?
Yep.
First, you need to throw some in the back left. The coal bed is uneven.
I don't make that coal bed uneven. Don't worry about it. He shovels another bit of coal into there.
Do you have may I have a moment of your time? I promise it won't be very long.
He nods for a moment as he wanders over to a corner with his shovel. You notice that there's a rather large collection of just different assorted tools, all leaned up either against the wall or placed haphazardly in a pile, and he just plops the shovel right against the collection before turning to you. How can I help you?
Honestly, it already feels good to be back amongst the machinery. I am here on behalf of Stephen, the overseer.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
Myself and a few others were contracted to investigate these disappearances, and I wanted to get your take on it if you had the time.
Well, strange. My guess, if I had to hazard anything, people start poking at things they shouldn't be on this train. Train's dangerous. Big piece of heavy machinery moving very fast. And you notice while stepping over into this cart, there's gaps. Perhaps they fall out.
Perhaps. It certainly seems the most likely to myself. However, the fact that you and Mr. Callahan haven't had to remove detritus suggests perhaps maybe they've just stepped away. And I would like to know if perhaps you had spoken to any of them before they had done so.
He kind of curls the lip. Fortunately, no. I maintain the train. I make sure everything on this train runs smooth and fairly.
So I see, sir. So, may I offer an observation?
Aye?
You're very punctual for a man whose train is gaining such a dark reputation. If you don't mind my saying so.
Just because what I do has a dark reputation tied to it does not make it any less my job. I always arrive on time, do what I need to do.
Dependable, then.
Mm-hmm.
Good man.
You see, he kind of nods. Any other questions I have for you? Or you have for me? Sorry.
None at the moment. None at the moment, sir. I'll be... There are odds that I or some of my compatriots will be back. Just as a heads up. But thank you, and... If you need a snack or something, just shout. We'll make it happen.
He nods. As he goes to turn away, he does say one thing. You said you were an investigator?
Yes, sir.
We weren't told that there was going to be an investigation today. Do me a favor. If you notice anything odd, bring it to me.
Define odd, sir.
You'll know if you see it. With that, he kind of picks up his shovel and goes back to shoveling in more coal.
Ominous, but all right. Bella gives the coal tender pass through a pat and steps back into the main cabins.
Alrighty. Meanwhile, a few minutes ago. So, Dalton.
Mhm.
Everyone at this point has left. You're in the cabins alone. The only other individuals that are still there are Clifford Haggard, the tank individual that Jackson spoke to earlier, and the two couples with the monobrow.
Okay. Just noting that. Well, I'll note the name, even if I haven't spoken to him yet, I suppose. All right.
I figured Jackson would have at least given you the skinny on the three
cool.
individuals he talked to.
Cool. So, in that case, yes, so Clifford is in his cabin at the moment.
That is correct.
I want to kind of walk by, lurk past, sort of thing, to see if he starts like unpacking, and use that as a time that opportunity if he is unpacking to just to introduce myself at that time, if that's possible.
As you go on over, you notice that he's not really unpacking. He's kind of just leaned back in his chair, a suitcase to his left, and he's currently thumbing through a deck of cards he did pull out, just fanning them out and looking at the suits on them as he looks up at you. Ah, how's it going, friend?
Oh well, g'day. It's well, decent weather for a ride today, wouldn't you say?
I would.
You're a bit of a card player, are you?
I like cards.
Oh, you're the gambling type, or just some games for fun?
Oh, it's about winning. The conquest of victory is what drives me. Actually, in truth, it's not even about winning. It's just about playing.
You said he was sort of fanning through the cards. We were a little suspicious of the deck. One theory was raised on those. Can I see anything unique about the cards other than very fancy?
Let me take a look. See here. Let's see if there's anything we can kind of push.
Or I could, how about if I whistle, or in the sense of, that is a nice set of cards there. Wow, where did you get those made? As I encourage him to perhaps show me.
He kind of squares them off, hands it over to you. Custom made. Only one in the world. As they're handed these cards, they feel almost silken to the touch. It almost too nice. You begin looking through them, and all of the different suits are normal. Your hearts, your spades, your diamonds, your clovers. But you get to the kings, the queens, the jacks, and all of them are cladded in armor. They feel... The artwork to it feels almost brutal in nature, but elegant at the same time. What you make?
Okay. Oh, is there a... I do like a good deck of cards. Is there a story or an origin of these court cards? Are they representing any individuals? You said they were custom made, right?
Yeah, it's custom made. I have a fondness of history, and let me tell you, I have a very high fondness, admittedly, for the history of warfare. Knights, soldiers going off into battle. Grand, isn't it?
Well, certainly. I guess, do I recognize any, Joan of Arc, or is there anything that
They're
I
very
recognize on these figures?
ambiguous. So, that's why I had them made. I want something brutal, but it showcases the wonder of the history of that warrior culture, of those willing to lay down their lives for what they believe in. Hey, Tenchi, welcome on in, Raiders. How we doing? Sorry for a little bit of a quicker normal raid introduction, as my players are timed right now. I'm gonna hit the timer. But welcome on in. My name is Randall the Angel, and tonight I'm joined by these wonderful folks to my left. Exclamation Point Collab gets you all their channels, but we have Magical Bard, Tia Singer, and Bob
Yo.
Cherry Bomb, and Jimitation.
Hello.
Howdy. I'm Jerry. I didn't say hi in time. Sorry.
That's fine. And tonight we're celebrating my 1,000 follower milestone, and we're playing a little bit of Call of Cthulhu to help wrap up the celebration. So thank you for raiding on in. Alright. Resuming.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, were you mid-description, or I can move to my next
No, I think he
question?
wrapped up his thought at that point.
Sure.
Again, just stating how he has a high respect for warrior culture like that.
Mm-hmm. And he is a quite stocky man himself, is that right?
Yep. He's built like a tank.
Hmm.
It's two large dudes in a cabin right now.
Yeah. One apparently is built well. I'm, yeah. Yes. So, you, were, called up yourself, were you, perhaps? Asking if he's, been involved in warfare?
Me, myself? Oh, yeah. Have fun. Took place in the Great War. That was a rather fine battle, if I don't mind saying. A lot of men, a lot of them, giving their lives, making that glorious charge as they went over. Commendable. Brave young men. Feel a little bad. Just a little. They were young. They hadn't really steeled themselves. Many of them broke down to cowardice. Can't blame them. Currently, right now, it's the largest that humanity has seen. A little daunting.
Oh, certainly, yeah. Great indeed, that war. Great disaster, but, geez, we're lucky it's over, aren't we? So, just wondering if you, my, colleague of mine, spoke to you, back at the station before we left, and just wondering, you are, you're representing, or you're from the, Rapture Enterprises? Was that right?
Correct.
Yeah, just, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot somewhat with this, but you must have heard some of the rumors about this route.
Yeah, I've heard about the disappearances.
And you're not worried to take the trip yourself?
No, not at all.
No, you don't think there's any truth to the rumors?
It's something I'd rather see myself.
Oh, have you been on this route during the last few weeks?
I have. Haven't seen any of the disappearances myself. Rather disappointed. Hoping tonight's gonna be a little bit different.
I mean, you're hoping for another disappearance,
Aren't you morbidly curious? Don't tell me you're not.
Oh, well, heavens no. Oh, that sounds like a terrible thing. We're losing another for no reason at all. It's not sure how well I'll be able to relax on the journey, to be honest. Does he look quite relaxed as well? Is he true to his word? Yeah.
Give me actually, you know what? This is a good time to call for a, you can give me a psychology roll.
And that's just a percentile as well?
That is a percentile. This entire system percentile. The only time you're rolling anything that's not is when you're rolling damage.
That's 65. Wait, no, 95. Damn.
You're not able to make out other than he is extremely relaxed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, last question for you, sir. You're here with two colleagues of your own. Is that right?
Aye.
Sorry, that wasn't my last question. Clarifying one, but are they similarly as comfortable? You're all aware of over everything that's happening on board, right?
Mm-hmm. And none of us are afraid. We've taken this route many times.
Well, I hope to share your confidence. And I'll hand over to someone else to.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other cart you'd like to move to, or are you gonna stay here?
I might move toward the lounge to find more full linen.
Alrighty. Meanwhile, at the food cart, Jackson, you wander on in to the food cart. Give me a second to describe the food cart.
Take your time. No rush.
As I pull over to the page of the food cart, as you walk on into
Not
the
like
diner.
we're on a timer or anything.
As you walk on into the diner, you notice that it's rather short of a diner. You could tell immediately that it used to be in nicer standings, but there are... It looks like half of it was missing, and instead of being a nice, lavish diner, at this point it's kind of changed over to more of a middling one. You do notice that the food counter in the back left corner itself currently is being staffed by this short and solidly built individual who looks extremely tired and is just kind of slumped over, apron and all on. As well, you notice the individual that you caught a glance and saw that Dalton was talking to before sitting on the train, currently hunched over at one of the two tables, kind of his hands wrapped around his midsection as he's just staring down at the table. And then you notice the other individual, the one that I mentioned that just looked very suave and had his jacket over his back and looked very Chad in appearance, just sitting kicked back, his feet up on another one of the tables as he's currently smoking a cigarette.
I'm assuming the one in the apron is gonna be the chef. I'm gonna have time to talk to the others. Jackson is gonna walk up to the bar with the extremely exhausted man. Says, "Excuse me, young man. You feeling all right?"
The man kind of looks up. Yeah, I'm just hungry.
That's hungry. But this is the food cart. You should have plenty of food.
Ah, but I lost my wallet.
I know the pains. I know the pains. And where would you purchase food from this cart, if there's a place?
He points over to where the chef is.
Look, I'm trying. Okay. Clarifying. Okay, Mr. Angle. Okay.
I'm just answering what he would answer.
And it's like, come on, we're gonna get some food.
Alright. He gets up with you, and at this point in time, walking through the doorway from the cabins, you notice that shorter woman that you saw earlier, who was very confident about always winning whatever game, from the three business people, walk on in. She sits down at one of the tables as she just kind of positions herself as you continue walking over to the chef. The chef just leaning his hand and I just realized I'm pantomiming this. No one can see it on the VTuber model. Fuck. Kind of leaning his face into his hand and eyes closed, just shoots up awake and is like, yeah. Sorry. Hi. How can I serve you?
Two things quick and easy for us. A cup of coffee for yourself.
Sure. Hold on one moment. And he just begins reaching down underneath the counter and pulling out ingredients and making just some quick eggs, and he also begins prepping a pot of coffee. Is there anything you do during this meantime while he's prepping food?
We're gonna let him talk and we're gonna speak to the other, the man who forgot his wallet. What's your name?
Oh, well. I'm trying to remember which voice I did for him. I remember now. Well, me, Sonny, I'm Stanley Villar.
How old are you, Stanley?
Did you say howdy or how old are you? You're very old and your accent's hard to understand.
How old?
Oh, well, I'm at the right young age of 32.
Right, old age of 32.
Some people in their 20s begin saying, "Oh, I'm old now." Yeah, you're only as old as you feel.
Yeah, that's the case. That's the case. I'm 20, but I'm actually 77.
I was about to say, no offense, look kind of like shit.
Thank you, Sonny. I take that to heart. I take care not to enforce expectations on myself.
I see. Well, at this point in time, both eggs are plopped down in front of you guys. He looks over. How you be paying?
And I just, like, hand him a quarter. I don't know how much of a buying power a quarter is in fucking 1920. But...
A lot more than it is now. But you, I can say right now, with your spending level,
my spending level is $70 a day. So
yeah, you slide that money across.
Jesus.
What, Tia?
Rich and fancy pants over here. Good lord.
My credit rating's a fucking 35. What do you expect from me?
Tia has a higher credit rating than you.
Don't ruin it, V. What the fuck? God damn it.
Fucking shit talking goblin, I swear to God. Anyway. I was like, you enjoy your food. Eat first. We can continue our conversation in a moment. Chef!
You notice it's not like a casual eating, he inhales that egg, and he's just like, oh my god, I hit the spot.
You're welcome. Chef, what's got you down? Why are you so tired?
Not tired, just fucking hungry.
I'm talking to the chef, damn it.
Oh, sorry, to the chef. The chef spins around. Sorry. Long night. I may have a little bit of a headache. Yearly bonus came in.
Too much fun?
Yeah, a little bit too much gin, yeah.
No such thing. No such thing. It's like I always say, live fast, die hard. You know what I say?
That I don't believe that. No offense, you look ancient.
Look, we can't all live by success, alright?
No, I mean, that's a good thing, right? You live to this age. You don't have to get people living to 77.
That's me. I wish someone else had lived to be this age. And then Jackson kind of takes a deep inhale. Anyways, you work on the train long?
Yeah, I've been working on the train for a few months now.
You almost said years. And
I almost said years, and I'd be like, that contradicts canon.
You know anything about these weird disappearances I kept hearing about before I got on?
Yeah. No, I've heard a thing or two, and I've seen a thing or two.
Oh.
He kind of leans in. I've seen it happen. People think that they keep going missing, that they fell off the train. But I think that's a load of horse shit. He kind of lowers down to a whisper. I once had a man in the back of the cart over there. Ranting, raving. Complaining about how our prices were outlandish and didn't want to pay for anything. But then he started just moaning about how hungry he was. At the time, we were still doing fairly well in our reputation, and I had much nicer... He kind of just waves to the counter. Amenities. So, he didn't want to pay up. And then he complained more and more And he became white noise in the background. So much white noise that at one point, I went to go yell at him to shut up. He was gone.
In the back of this very car.
Aye, from the back of that very car.
And by just to clarify, we mean the food cart or the caboose?
The food cart.
Okay, make sure. And Jackson's gonna side eye his new friend at the mention of being very hungry. I see. I have a lot of experiences happen in the food cart. They've just been up and down in this place.
Most of them have happened here.
Well, I've lived to 77. I ain't afraid of no disappearances now. If you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Shh, that's fine. Look, normally behind my DM screen, I have a lot of fidget toys, like, physically IRL, because I need to work with my hands while I think. Continue.
And then Jackson will turn to his friend. You feeling good? That egg make you feel better?
Still kind of hungry.
Another set of eggs, and Jackson's actually gonna start on his. But I'll probably be here. I'm gonna be enjoying some nice meal. I haven't eaten in a while myself.
Alrighty. The chef begins prepping another round of eggs, and you dig into your meal.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Hello?
over in da caboose, da booty, Tulip,
Yes.
you exit the back of the food cart, and you're currently on the connector between the food cart and the caboose.
Alright.
And as you approach the door to the caboose, you try the handle. Ka-tink! Does not open up. Hey folks, welcome on in. We're playing a little bit of a tabletop RPG tonight. So I'm going to be a little less chatty with chat than I normally am, but I do thank you all for joining us tonight.
I'm going to go back to the food cart and see if I can't find someone working here to help me open the caboose up.
Alrighty. You walk back into the food cart. At this point in time, you see that, Jackson is currently eating eggs with another individual just sitting there, who's just like, at this point, he's almost like just ham-fist grabbing scrambled eggs, just shoveling them into his mouth.
I leave this boy's side. I feel like he's gonna be the one disappearing.
Alright, I ain't gonna question that. I'm just trying to find an employee who might be able to unlock the caboose for me.
Currently, the only employee is the chef behind the counter.
I'm gonna walk to the show and say, excuse me, sir. Would you mind, do you have a key to the caboose? I need to check on my dear Nori.
Nope. Only the conductor has the key to the caboose.
Alright, well, I guess I'm about to block the link to the train. Thank you.
No problem. At this point in time, you hear another round of eggs.
Are they like scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs? Where
They're
are they eating?
scrambled.
I
They're
hope
just
they-
scrambled eggs.
I was gonna
Because
say, funny if
you're-
they're all fried eggs. These
You're
are
on-
fucking egg yolk everywhere.
I just
I just
scrambled powdered egg.
imagine them
yeah.
slurping down entire hard-boiled eggs. Just...
Ugh. Ugh.
I mean, it goes down the same. Like,
And it all comes out the same. Wait, no, hang on.
Ugh.
God!
Shut the fuck up! No!
Tia, why?
Tia, why?
actually, it would probably last longer because the acid has to eat through like the whole egg rather than hitting every section at once. So like,
Ugh.
you actually, if you slurp down a whole hard-boiled egg, you'd be filled a lot longer than if you'd shoot it. Like,
Okay, moving. Please, can we move on?
Moving to the engine. You do get to the engine at this point in time. I will state, because it does take a while to move through the entire train, unfortunately that does end your turn. I'm sorry that yours is so very
God
short, Sharon.
damn it! Everyone else got half an hour. I get fucking 2 minutes.
that's
No,
not
we've
been half
only
an
got
hour.
we've only got a half an hour collectively.
It's been
But
10
you
minutes
are-
per person, roughly.
Should have
You
just
are-
pulled out my fucking 45 and broke the lock.
Get on with it! You're wasting your time and everyone else's!
All right.
Alright, going back. Going from another left to right. We'll get back to, unfortunately, Cherry last, because Cherry's traveling the length of the fucking cart. Starting back off with Bella.
Oh, so did she pass me on the way through?
She does pass you on the way through.
Do you see anything odd on your way through? Elbows Cherry in the ribs.
Talking to you.
We literally talking to you.
Oh no, I'm trying to get into the caboose. I'm checking up on my dear sweet Nori. Here you see.
You're okay, sure.
Also because it's the only locked car on this fucking train.
Yes, the engine is unlocked as well. Mr. Bellinger is rather amiable sort, though he does seem odd.
I see. Well, like I said, there's only one locked car on this train.
I see. Alright, good luck.
Thank you. I'm gonna try my best to hopefully get the key off him.
And that, Tulip exits the lounge. To kind of describe the lounge as you walk on in Bella. As I scroll through the lounge page, the lounge...
Sorry. Was
Oh wait, no,
Bella
sorry, you're in the
entering the cabins?
cabins.
Yeah.
You're in the cabins, it's right. Great.
I'm. Hang on, you're flipping the tokens. I think.
Yeah, I flipped the tokens. Oopsie. Alright, so never mind. You're in the cabins. Currently, you hear not much coming from the tank man's room, but from the the couple that are, that the monobrow couple, I'll call them that. You begin hearing, even from this distance, it's not quiet, it's not private. It's almost audible grumbling and kind of... While you're not able to make out the words, you can tell that there's a little bit of a discourse between the two.
I see. I guess I listen in?
Give me a
As I-
listen roll.
Oh my god, okay.
That is a skill.
It's actually a skill I'm good at.
Fail, 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 fail.
Succeed.
Take
Succeed. That's harder to chant. Yeah.
Yeah, 38. I have a 90 in listen.
Ooh.
You kind of find yourself a seat in the other car and just lean your back against the seat to listen in. Really? Out of all the carts going to New York, you had to choose this one, Vernon. Well, at least the tickets are cheap. We're only here for 2 hours. I didn't think choosing something nicer. You didn't think. This is supposed to be our anniversary. And we're supposed to be having a wonderful weekend. But no, you had to go for the cheap option. The option where people are apparently disappearing. Elise, come on. Look, if we save here, a little bit here, we'll be able to have a lot more when we get to New York. We can get a much nicer hotel. I want every bit of this journey not to be nice. And it is just back and forths like that. Grumblings between the two of them.
Drama, drama, drama. Gross. Okay, time to play dumb. Bella then leans in and says, "Pardon me, I was walking by. What's this about disappearances?"
Oh, look, the fucking gallery has showed up. I'm sorry, my wife's a little bit angry. Yes, have you not heard the news? The White Stallion, the cursed train, people vanishing?
No, sir. As I'm sure you might be able to tell from my accent, I've only just arrived in country. Please, fill me in.
Well, rumor has it, sometime in Connecticut, people vanish from this train. Never to be seen. Yeah, and my husband here thought it'd be a wonderful time for us to shut up. You do not tell me, and they just begin going off.
Right, they are not going to be much help while they're at each other's throats. Gonna mosey on over to the lounge.
Alrighty, as you smooth on over to the lounge, we pass turn to the person who was in the lounge, Dalton.
Mhm. What can you tell me about the lounge? What am I experiencing?
Oh yeah, that's right. I actually haven't gotten to describe the lounge yet. Here we fucking go! The lounge itself, it's rather nice. Either side is lined with just very well-cushioned chairs. Some are currently turned at an angle to be able to view out the windows and see the countryside rolling by you. There also is a piano over in the corner, but it's currently closed. There's no one playing at the piano. Several of the lights are also currently not turned on, giving the lounge almost kind of a dim appearance as you are in it. As well, in the lounge, some of the guests have entered on into here. Out of the three individuals from Rapture Enterprises, the kind of tall, pale, gangly one is here. As well, you notice the mother and her child. The child currently kind of making soft, audible, upset moans. The very small, kind of scrawny-looking businessman to himself, and a more proper, very well-decorated individual that you saw earlier that looks like a fine and proper businessman amongst all the other ones.
Okay. There was, sorry, the businessman and a well-decorated individual.
There's a kind of gangly-looking businessman and a very just well-dressed man. Or not gangly, but a very kind of diminutive businessman, I should say, is the better word to describe him. And then the woman with the baby.
All right. Well, I might approach that scrawny or diminutive businessman.
Mm-hmm.
He's got himself a seat with a window sort of situation, is it?
He's currently sitting at the window, just holding on to his briefcase as he looks up at you. Huh! Hi there. For a big guy, you move rather quietly.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I certainly didn't mean to sneak up on you there. You're traveling for business, are you?
Yep. Going to New York. I have a business meeting. But sorry, by the way, I didn't quite catch your name.
Oh, apologies. I'm Jimothy Dalton. You can just call me Dalton, though. And you are, sorry?
Alan Witten. You can call me Alan.
Sure, Alan. Yeah, heading to New York. What sort of what trade? What business are you in? Industry.
Sales, actually. I really want to get
right.
into doing better sales, and the Boston market isn't doing too well, so I'm hoping New York fares to be better. Rest of my family's already there. I just had to wrap up some business here in Boston, and I hope to see them soon.
So you haven't been back in a while? Haven't been on this on this route for some time, then?
No, have not. Granted, I kind of had to buy tickets last minute, and all I could buy them was for the cursed train, but I'm hoping I make it. I'm hoping it's just rumors and I don't experience the death of a salesman.
I put on
I
my
appreciate
best
this joke.
surprised- Yeah. I put on my best surprised face and. Oh, I'm sorry. What rumors? What? Sorry, that sounds ominous. What are you referring to?
You've never heard? People go missing on this line, or normally they say sometime in Connecticut. I heard while crossing over into New York.
You haven't. Whereabouts are you hearing these rumors? Is this in the papers or?
In the papers, amongst people, amongst other travelers, everyone of, at least from traveling salesmen such as myself, claim to know a guy that have gone missing. My friend Bart went missing on this train, actually. Which has me a little bit on edge, but I'm hoping at this point in time the baby that's in this cart begins crying loudly.
You spoke too soon, Cecilia.
It was groaning earlier, but now it begins
It's begun crying.
proper crying. Right.
And the mother's trying her best to console the baby.
Well, I mentioned to him I thought we might have even been accompanied by some piano, but I'm not sure this quite compares. You're looking to get some study done before you arrive?
No,
references
I'm just
briefcase? Yeah.
I'm just looking at the countryside. He kind of pops open and you see there's just a collection of stuff that you can immediately tell he's not like a big fancy businessman. This is your snake oil peddler, right? all I got is just my supplies with me, and he closes the briefcase.
Was that with a glance? Did I get a glance inside it?
You did get a glance. You saw bits, bobs, yo-yos, cigars, things of that nature.
Right. In that case, so Bart, sorry, just what was there anything? Did he say that he was? I mean, you don't think he's run away with a woman or done something like this using a bit of a cover? Like, what makes you?
No, he was an honest businessman like me.
Okay. And what? You never checked in at the other end, as to your knowledge? Is that how you heard it?
No, just haven't heard from him again. Shame. Motherfucker owes me $10.
You can go a long way with that. Maybe that's enough for him to. Maybe when more people decided to go missing, if you follow me, meaning. I'll disengage from the conversation.
Alright. And do you wish to move anywhere else in the cart, or are you staying in the lounge for now?
I'll approach the mother and child then.
So, just for turn's sake, I am going to go over
Yeah.
to the next person.
Cool.
Jackson.
So we're currently in the food cart. Buddy is
Still in the food cart. You and your buddy, he's shoveling eggs.
Christ. I was sitting at the counter when Tulip said they're going to go to the conductor car.
Tulip walked right by you and continued on. They didn't stop.
Fest.
They walked right by the Egg Fest and is currently going. You did overhear, "Hey, do you have the key?" No, the conductor has it, and they got up and went over to the conductor.
Gotcha. I'm going to how to put it? Hey, and I already forgot the guy's name, so I'm just gonna call him Buddy from now on. Hey, Buddy. I need to go talk to a friend real quick. He has $2. If you
Holy shit, I can buy a lot of eggs with this.
get something other than eggs, you might actually feel better.
Is it just eggs?
He just slams down one of the dollars. Meat! Bacon!
I'll be back in a little bit. Don't bother the chef too much.
The chef is already working on getting some bacon.
And this is hindsight is 2020. I'm gonna follow Tulip to the conductor car.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Alright,
Now,
so
with my 3 movement, I'm hobbling very slowly to the front of the train. But
I'll say you meet there in time for Tulip to have their cutscene. So like you're gonna follow like maybe a few seconds in. So effectively, even though you didn't see the start of this conversation, the first few lines I'm gonna give to Tulip, but you can interject after that.
Could I have quickly got an update from them as they walked past to
Tulip, we already passed by Tulip. If you want one from Jackson, you can ask. You see Jackson kind of hobbling on after as Tulip already passed by your vision.
Second person walking up the other way, everything all right?
fine. I just think Tulip might need a bit of hand. If you could do me a favor, keep an eye on the man currently shoving eggs into his face in the train car. Something tells me he might be the victim at the 2-hour mark.
Oh, duly noted.
I'll explain more, but I don't want to be like too off kilter.
Yeah, and I
I'm
imagine
also in the
whispering in
lounge,
the middle
right?
of the lounge. Yeah.
At this point in time,
chime in.
you would have just walked in as Jackson's just walking out.
Oh.
So, meanwhile, the very patient Tulip,
Hi, hello. Yes.
you make it to the engine cart. Again, conductor's just shoveling coal away. Currently, actually no, he has finished shoveling coal and he's just kind of leaning out the window, staring.
Good day to you, sir.
Ah, another one.
Oh, I'm so sorry to startle. I thought maybe the door would be a bit louder when I walked in.
There's an engine for a locomotive right here, miss.
Fair enough, fair enough. You wouldn't happen to have the key to the caboose, would you?
I do. Why do you ask?
Well, I need to go check up my dear sweet Nora out in the back seat. She's getting on in years now, gift from my father, and I really do need to make sure that the shaking of the train ain't hurting her none.
Well, as much as I'd like to give you the key to the caboose, that's where we store people's luggage, right? And, personnel only for that one. Sorry.
Well, why don't you come with me then? Doesn't seem like you're doing much right now. It'd just be a
I'm
quick
maintaining
checkup.
the engine, and my job is to make sure this ride continues on smoothly and fairly.
If there's any way I might be able to persuade you to part with the key, I promise you I'm no thief.
Give me your charm.
Part with it. Yeah.
That is a move the 7, or it's gonna move the 7 so that way it's
Ooh.
not cockeyed. There we go. That's a 37 versus my 60 charm.
Alright. He kind of looks over, he curls the lip a little bit. Reaches into his pocket, pulls out. You're one of the investigators, right?
Perhaps. What's it
Hands
to
key.
you?
Jackson, you've walked in, by the way, at this point. Place the key in your hand. Do me a favor. If you notice anything out of place in the caboose, just let me know, okay? That's my only condition. That
Of
and don't
course, of
steal
course.
shit. obviously.
Oh, obviously. Where would I hide it? And she gestures towards her pocketless dress.
Look, I've seen some clever women in my time.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
I hate it here. I'm leaving. Never mind. I'm sorry.
You don't hate it here. Shut up.
Jackson, hey. Yeah, would you like to help me check up my Nori in the
Oh,
back?
I just got here. Can I enjoy the front of a train for 5 seconds? Do you know how much life I am risking crossing these train cars with my one good leg?
You know what? Fair enough, fair enough.
Hi, conductor. How you doing? I'm Jackson.
Doing alright, you old bastard. How you doing?
You old dirty bastard, you fucking absolute.
Sir, you are awfully close to a fire to be calling me a bastard.
And you're awfully wobbly there to start threatening the man in the train cart next to his tools.
Shay, that's French for yeah.
Oh, trust me. I know
Wants
a
to
little bit
trip
of French.
and doesn't.
Fuck you. There you go. That's French.
I have a question for you, conductor.
Aye?
So, talk to your chef. And I heard that one of my associates spilled the beans on who we are, even though we were told not to do so. I'm gonna bonk him later. Your chef reported the last person he saw going missing, or one of the recent ones, was screaming like a lunatic and was awfully starving before he disappeared. Are you aware of that?
Nope, I just maintain the train, make sure everything runs fair and smoothly.
Okay. I was here when he said that exact same thing to Tulip, right?
Yes.
Can I run a psychology check on him? Because I really don't trust how often he says that.
Actually, am I still in the car as well? Have I
You
left
are
yet?
still in the car.
I would like to also do a psychology check on this man because I'm like, I the door when he said that phrase again, and I turned around.
Like how and my reason being, so it's not just like, oh, I sense motive on every fucking roll. Is he's very nonchalant about the amount of the seriousness of the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm checking it because that's really weird that he's repeating the same phrase exactly the same way.
So
Give
may
me
I
your
roll?
psychology rolls.
Cool. I have a 45.
I just have to get under a where's psychology?
That
80.
is. Well, that's 109.
And that is an
Nah.
80 exactly. What do we do if I meet my score?
Meat counts.
Meat beats.
Meat beats.
Okay. Okay.
So, good
So
way
we
to
got a
remember it, all right.
95 from Bard,
Yeah.
but you don't really sense anything odd. He just seems really nonchalant about this. Tulip, you get this sense that he has a little bit more gravitas when he says that. Like there's a greater purpose to what he's saying, rather than just it being about a train. It's almost a talk of someone who's very, very proud of a great work that they've made.
Now, sir, I hate to intrude. I'm a simple psychologist from New Orleans. I would like to know why have you said that phrase in such a way? It seems you're a bit more proud of it than you should be. More than just more than just wanting the train on time. You seem a bit more, what's the word? Puffed up about it.
He kind of just grins. I've been doing my job for a very long time, miss. And I'm proud of things I do in my work. And I'm also proud of things that I get to make. I feel just as tied to this car as anyone else from Rapture Enterprises. It's a
Now,
joy to me too.
Now, tell me about what you're making here, because it seems like you're just making the engine go, and you're controlling the speed of the train, make sure we don't derail.
Me,
What is this? Good gaga.
I'm just making sure everything runs fair and smooth.
Right. Fair and smoothly. Oh, since I couldn't find any information on it, just one more thing.
Hmm?
How long has Rapture Enterprises been around? I wasn't able to find a name on the books before the train was made, you see.
A very long time. Very, very long time. I kind of see him tap his chin. I don't quite remember the founding. It's been a bit.
Oh, yes, you said it's been around for a very long time, and you're... How old does he look?
If I had to guess, well, or not guess, if I had to state, kind of like perfectly middle-aged.
Yes, you look to be about middle-aged, maybe about a few years older than I am. How would you remember the founding of a company that's been around for a long time?
Heard about it.
You say you heard about it, yet you just said you can't recall it, as if...
Well, I
if
mean, you
should have known.
can. There are things you can recall about knowledge you've learned. No,
You remember stuff?
I do. Like how there's 1 hour remaining.
I'm sorry, sir.
He doesn't say that in character, by the way.
You damn near made this a lot worse. than-
Oh my god, Tulip almost pulled her fucking gun. Like how there's 1 hour remaining until the great work is done. Like, alright, I just find your choice of words so interesting. You know, people usually think about what they say very closely. It seems you are doing that as well. I will take my leave now to go check on my poor sweet Nori.
Mm-hmm.
You help me back. I don't like crossing these cars.
Oh yes, of course. Just go ahead and lean on me, and I'll help you back.
That is a dangerous proposition when we are above a moving train.
What
So
help?
the two.
What, like helping? Oh, I like Tulip gets to one side, and like she kind of like pulls out her like hand to help him over to the other side.
So, one of my character's fears is a fear of heights, even the perception of being higher than he is, and I feel like, bridging a gap on a fast-moving train might instill a bit of that, just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Can I tell if he's afraid of heights?
Give me a psychology.
Might also depend how long
That
we've
is a
known each other.
21 out of 80. So
You can tell he's like he's looking. He does the quick like afraid of heights look down and go oh fuck and look right back up.
No, don't look down, dear. Just look at where you're stepping,
Like,
and I got you.
yeah, my character is missing most of his left foot, and he's using a walking stick to get around, and you're asking him to cross train cars. Like, this is very
This is not good.
All right. Yeah, we're moving across. That's gonna be the end of the scene.
Alrighty. In the lounge car, Bella walks on in, immediately hearing the "Wham! Wham!" from the
Shoot
baby.
the child. I shoot the child on the way through.
No.
My God.
Tony Lozano
Well.
says hello.
And you see Dalton just kind of standing there, amidst this room of crying baby, and other individuals are beginning to kind of. Everyone's casting their eyes at the baby.
The baboo.
I did want to quickly clarify what you mentioned the other businessmen.
Yeah.
Well, the other two, there was a man and a woman, but I think you only said
Yeah.
the man was here. Is the woman here with
There's
him?
a woman holding a baby. There's
Yeah.
the of the three businessmen from Rapture Enterprises. There's the tall, very gangly-looking woman. There's the short businessman who's kind of nervous, and you found out is a salesman. And then there's the taller, more prim and proper-looking, fine-dressed man.
Okay. So the other one of the three from
Mhm.
the tan skin woman is not yet accounted for.
Was accounted for over in the food cart.
Oh, she was in the food cart. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
she's
right.
over in the food cart.
All right. Well, I'll convene with Bella privately and to recount who we've seen and where they are, and share that information without spending time on the clock
Sure.
to necessarily re-describe it. Yeah.
For sure.
And mention the deck of cards and what I found out about that. That
Wah.
it's fancy, but otherwise, and God, it's hard to talk with that baby crying.
Maybe makes for a good cover.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I quickly relate just how strange the conductor is. Like his request for anything unusual.
Do you think he's, investigating something himself or covering his tracks?
Too early to tell. Although
Hmm.
it would not surprise me either way. He did seem a bit maddened when I was waiting for him before we boarded. I swear I just blinked and he was suddenly there. With no seconds to spare, he was just there on the hour. Most strange.
Well, and if we're talking about great consistency in when these disappearances are occurring, then someone who is highly time conscious and consistent could be, that might be suspicious. Keep that in mind. That's a good observation. Sorry, it's hard to concentrate on this conversation. I might just check with them and see if I can help out in any way. And I might make my way to the mother and child, if I may.
So you make your way over to the mother and child and just wham, wham from the baby as the mother, and you're now getting a better look at her now that you're a little bit closer. Hold on, I need to go down to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's very well built, tan skin, brown eyes, kind of workers' clothing. She's not wearing like this fancy dress sort of deal. It looks like she's a woman that can handle herself. She does, however, seem to have one nice thing about her, and it's her custom-made scarf that she has dangling over her neck. She looks up. Hi, nice to meet you. Sorry, I know, my child here is being a little loud. I'm trying to comfort him right now.
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I understand. There's not always easy to control, is it? You appear to be traveling alone with the baby. Have you got everything that you need? I understand. You've only got 2 hands. Anything I can help you with there?
Well, well, I'll be honest. She kind of just looks down. Do you have any idea what he might be crying about? Right now, my mind's been just stuck on work. My husband died about a year ago, and I've been left alone with Frederick here to take care of him, but I've just been so distracted. And it's just, he was doing fine earlier. I don't know what he's crying about. He was well fed. His diaper doesn't have anything wrong with him. Do you want to take a look?
Oh, well, if you don't mind, certainly. I'll put out my hands to hold the baby.
Hands the baby over to you. Is there any skill you want to try and discern anything of the baby from?
I was gonna say, please don't make me do a dexterity check. Okay.
No, it would be one of your skills. You can take a look at your skills and try and see if there's anything you want to discern. Take a look. To take a look into the baby.
Yeah, so
Any
something I have
tentacles
some
for arms,
proficiency
any-
with. Yeah. I guess first aid might be the.
Sure, you can use first aid to check the baby.
Sure. It's not
Why do you
not
have to
a
keep
great.
saying "da baby"?
Because it's funnier to say "the baby" instead of "the baby."
There's a button to press. I don't know if this is fully randomizing the dice, but here we go. Whoop.
That is a 10.
Yeah. That's 40 was, so that's a success.
You immediately begin checking on the baby's vitals. The baby's running hot. Very hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to throw a hazard a guess from how well you succeeded, they're coming down with some sort of flu.
Oh, not again.
Oh dear. No, I'm sorry, ma'am. It appears young Frederick here is certainly picking up a fever. This is appearing to me like the beginnings of a flu. Do you have any medication, perhaps?
Not on me, no. The other
Colt, I
gentleman
do.
in the business suit stands up. Did somebody say that the baby is sick? Does somebody need a doctor? As you see, kind of swaggers forward.
Hold, I have some aspirin.
So, I'm guessing you're, Bella, you're pulling out the aspirin?
Yeah.
As you hand on over, the doctor kind of extends out his hand. May I? I actually specialize in children.
Okay, hold on. I immediately want to insight check or whatever the equivalent is on this son of a bitch.
Psychology.
You could you could either
Psychology.
psychology or psychoanalyze.
Is that a 90? Yeah. Shit.
97.
97. Good, Han. Good
Or-
job.
87? 97?
Wait,
What?
Han. You flipped your dice. All right. Yeah, that's a 97.
No, it was a 42, didn't you see?
So, as you're, what you call it? As you kind of look over him, he just kind of, he seems honest, but he does have a smugness about him. He has that, Ivy League doctor smug.
I immediately dislike him and I say, no, I believe I believe we have this well in hand.
Please,
Just a little fever.
I insist.
I looked at Dalton like, really?
I'll look to the mother. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm Dalton. This your baby Frederick, and sorry, your name.
My name's Renee. Renee Haina. The doctor kind of clearing his throat very loudly. Hi, I'm Jacob Calvin Lacora. Graduated of Harvard. Do you actually punch him in the mouth?
I kind of want to, but I'm not gonna.
What's your brawling skill?
Not high enough to make it matter.
I mean, everyone starts at 25%. You have a...
I have a knife. Not
You
gonna
have a
use it,
knife?
though.
You could shank him. Shank the doctor.
I'm not gonna though.
Shank the doctor. Make a disappearance happen right now.
Jeez. Ma'am, do you already have a pediatrician? Is there any history for young Frederick here?
Oh no, my husband normally handled that. I'm sorry. No, I do not.
I guess I'm seeing Bella being very suspicious of this Jake, who claims to be a pediatrician.
Oh, he's probably a pediatrician. It's just I don't like him. His smug smile annoys me.
I don't have any of the proficiency pointers in those skills, so would that just make an auto fail, or am I able to?
You can still try. Keep in mind, at the very least, for that every skill, you have whatever the base is. Yeah, the base on some of them is 1%, but fuck it.
Right.
And Cthulhu Mythos is the only one that's 0. But I mean, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can try to check and see if it's Cthulhu killing this baby right now.
Well, I might. What if I may, psychology to, in that case, just to see if I do see anything unusual about
Go
this
ahead.
man claiming to be. Sure. What's that?
An 8.
8. Oh wow. Okay. I need it below
He-
10. So
You've seen men like this before all throughout your life. These are men who go to college and think themselves high above everybody else. But at the same time, he does speak with a cadence and have a bit of act about him that at least you know, yeah, he did go to to this Ivy League school and does know what he's talking about, even if he's being a dick about it.
right. Well, Doctor, do you have all of your supplies here? Do let me know if there's anything that we can do to help, perhaps.
I wasn't expecting to treat a baby, so that's why. I can try and scrounge some supplies. I might be able to get something over from the kitchen to help. But the aspirin is a good start. Do you mind I administer it to the baby? They're rather hard and difficult to feed, especially when they're in such a ruckus.
Is he asking us or the mother?
Asking currently the one holding the aspirin. Bella?
Dun, dun.
Yes. And I reluctantly hand over the aspirin.
He immediately takes the baby, takes the aspirin, begins very carefully, administering it to the baby. And the baby does seem to quiet down a little bit as he's holding on. He sits down with the mother and begins just asking her rapid-fire questions, trying to get at least some knowledge on the baby. I'm going to cut both of you off there, just so that we can go to Group B over in the caboose.
Group
Upside
caboose.
down. Oh,
Group
goddamn it.
caboose.
Do you know how
wanna-
hard it was for me to get it to stand upside down?
Oh no!
You motherfucker.
So, by the way, I want to make the mention, while you're going by the food cart, he's on the toast at this point. Just
Proud.
fucking half a loaf of bread. Oh.
Tulip casually puts a 5 down the table as she just keeps walking. She wants to see where this goes.
Fucking, he's wearing food at this point.
Oh my god.
My God.
So,
I just want to see if he gets a steak or something. I gotta listen. That man can put it away. I gotta see how this goes.
you do finally make it to the caboose.
Mhm.
And as you get to the caboose, you take out the key and open up to it. And the caboose is very tight quartered. Its walls and roof are wooden, and there's many different racks above for hanging. For hanging coats, things of that nature, and lower down there's linings for other luggage. There's not a lot of luggage here. There's several different suitcases, just kind of a few lining the walls close to the door. But far in the back of the train, you do notice a large wooden crate.
I will say in here is also the one item that Tulip cannot have on her person that she does have in her inventory.
Mm-hmm.
It is an old Norton motorcycle that she was able to get on because of how empty this train is.
I
But she
swear to
doesn't.
God, if you ride that motorcycle through this fucking train, I'm
Listen,
going to kill you.
if things come to that, are you gonna say it's not gonna be rad,
It's gonna be rad.
even if we die? Anyways, so that crate's a bit suspicious, don't you think?
Only a little bit. We can see what we can do about it.
You know, I was trying to find a crowbar in the fucking thing, and I couldn't find it. And now I regret not asking about it. And again, where would I keep a crowbar? But
You don't need a stinking crowbar. You just need some good old grease. Fucking kids these days having a tool for everything. And
go right
Jackson
ahead,
will
sir.
walk to the back of the caboose and
I'm gonna close the
check
door to
the
the caboose and lock it.
All right, you close the door to the caboose and lock it.
with you inside. Or-
Yes. Yes.
You just locked the old man in the caboose.
What is going
There's an
Sudden-
important distinction.
One
You don't-
down.
I mean, you guys don't know whether or not I spoke to one of you privately, and it's one of you who's the murderer. I'm just saying.
I don't know. This one crazy bitch with a gun keeps very insisting on pulling it on everyone. So Jackson's gonna go to the back of the caboose and check the giant ominous crate in the back.
All right.
How is it closed?
Currently, you notice that it's just nailed shut. There is, however, what appears to be over towards the top, there's this weird latch that seems to be roughly about maybe 3 feet long by 1 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
That does allow for a small opening into it. The whole box itself being 6 feet. But that is currently latched shut with a lock.
Alright.
Hey. If it's,
Barry, it's not my birthday.
it's your birthday. Come on. Look.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Let's fucking
Remember.
go, V. You know, V, it feels like just last year I met you.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Oh no. Oh
Alright,
no, you're gonna kill us in a Call of Cthulhu game. Oh
I have a
no.
Oh
plan.
no! Who would have
What-
seen this? The TPK in a Call of Cthulhu game.
Is there ventilation in the caboose?
Once
There,
again, it
there
still
is
goblin
windows
weight.
and rough ventilation just to outside. Yes. All right, hold
Alright.
on. I'm restarting the timer.
No.
Nominate.
You
I nominate we stand around. As is tradition, we stand around the birthday boy and we all chant birth,
birth.
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 Birth. Birth. Birth. Alright.
I need all of you to make a sanity check now.
Sure thing, Chief. What's my sanity yet? It's a 50. I got a perfect 50 in sanity, so
I have 65.
Where's sanity in the list? I can't.
It's above the big words that say Call of Cthulhu.
I got a 30.
Oh,
I got a 20.
I got 80.
I
You
rolled
got
a
8?
3.
You got 8 or 80, Jim.
80. 0. 80.
Oh, so Jimmy failed.
Woo!
Everyone else succeeded. So, to everyone who succeeded, you only took 6 sand damage.
Okay.
Ow.
I can't believe this.
Three,
And-
4.
That's weird. Jimmy, you only took 3.
What?
Now here comes the thing. Here comes the thing. Taking more than 5 sand damage is actually very bad. Everybody.
You
At
can't,
once.
Varendell, you can't impose
Please.
short-term madness on us for chanting
Please.
birth at you.
Please.
That's not fair.
Please.
Let us open the fucking crate first, and then impose
Please, just
sanity,
let
okay?
us do the stuff, okay?
No,
sorry.
no, hold on. Let me get on
Fucker.
with this. Let me get on. Everybody chanting birth. You just hear in the back of your mind, birth, birth. As you look up, and you see this individual with snow white hair leaning against the wall of whatever cabin you're currently in. He has these kind of tattered kind of dusky robes on, and over it, a very long black coat, and what appears to be a black halo over his head.
Shoot
Gives
him.
you the
Points and
middle finger, and just
Points and
vanishes.
shouts. Points and shouts. No melanin, have an ass.
Ah, fucking chicken tit looking motherfucker.
Alright, I'm restarting the timer. We're getting back to
Okay.
actually playing Call of
Okay.
That was a
Cthulhu.
hell of a dirty
Cool.
play.
Can I put my? Do we put our sanity back or what?
Nope!
You fucking
Thank you,
dickbag.
Barry, for inspiring this
All right.
chaos.
So I have a plan, Jackson. You're gonna have to follow me on this. All right, hear me out. You might push back a bit. I start opening windows. Now you're gonna really need to follow me on this. I walk over and I start my motorcycle.
You do put the keys down.
No. Listen,
Put
listen.
it down.
No. You just listen. Oh man, just follow me on this. It's some new thinking. All right.
I hate you.
She reaches between her cleavage and pulls out her 45.
Where did you keep that?
Honey, I got plenty of room. I also got a pack of fucking Mentos.
Hold on.
I also got
I
candy
mean
here.
this. When were
What?
bras invented?
They were invented by...
1914. Okay, we're in the time period. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the time period for the bras. Don't
worry
worry.
about it. I also got some other stuff in here. Here, snacks for later.
What is happening?
And I walk over to the lock. I'm like, all right, Jackson, how good are you at lying? I pull back the hammer.
I forgot. 1 second. I'm an old man. I don't think anyone's gonna look at me for what's going on today.
Cool. I shoot the lock.
Alright, give me a handgun check here.
Cherry, not only are you a young woman, you're also black. It's the 1920s. Think about this very carefully.
No, listen.
It's fine,
dude,
the motorcycle's going. I see what Cherry's doing here.
It's to set up the lie. All right, that's a 25 versus my 55 firearms.
Alright, you
Fine.
put the gun right to the lock. Do me a favor, give me damage.
That is 1d10 plus 2.
Yep.
It's a fucking 45. I better do some damage with this. Where's the d10? Right, it's this one. That is 5 damage.
Bang! The lock shatters from the bullet colliding right into it.
I quickly
there-
blow the muzzle and tuck it back.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, you
dummy.
blew the muzzle. It's still hot. That's not gonna
Yeah.
cool down. You just put hot metal in your tits.
Honestly, I think maybe she reconsiders it, like, and goes, ah, fuck. Jackson, you got a place I can hide? No, wait, she goes over to her suitcase real
Don't put the gun on the old man.
quick and just throws it in.
You just throw it into your suitcase.
I hate this. I hate all of this.
And
I hate all of this so
The
much.
motorcycle's still going. At this point in time, you hear banging on the door. Hello?
Tulip unlocks the door and goes, oh, hello there.
It's the chef.
Oh, hi,
I heard a loud popping bang noise.
I'm so sorry. See,
Is that a fucking motorcycle?
oh yes, my dear Nora, you know my father gave it to me. Yeah, when I was growing up New Orleans, you know, I drove all the way from New Orleans all the way up to Boston in one trip. Tipped me about 2 weeks, 1,500 miles. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm just checking out the engine right now, make sure it works properly. And you know, she backfired, and you know, she's an old girl. Well, gone about 15 now.
Are you using
Jesus.
fast talk right now?
Yes. How am I doing?
Make a add advantage. Make a fast talk. So you're rolling this 10 spot twice.
Okay,
Yeah.
like,
That's the one that really kind of fucking matters anyway.
all right. So one of those is a 60.
The other one's a 70.
I'm gonna take the 60 because my fast talk is 69.
Nice.
Nice.
I have a headache.
So as you
So
can imagine, it
he kind of
backfired.
just looks at you. He's like, "Yeah, fine, okay, I get it. Motorcycle, just turn it off. It's disturbing the guests in the food cart."
I am so sorry. I'll go ahead and shut that
No-
off.
no
I
problem.
I was just checking the engine. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
More
please,
bird.
And then Tulip closes the caboose, walks over. He goes, "But I'll go ahead and turn it off now, and I gotta get something out of my luggage here in a minute."
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. At this point in time, I am gonna bounce to the other group.
Believe how well that worked.
So Cherry, I was gonna tell you if you'd fucked up that gunshot, I would be so disappointed in you.
I would have been disappointed myself.
All right. So, people in the lounge. The baby has seemed to kind of go back to just the restless groaning it was doing earlier. But it's so far subsided for now.
Okay. Packs my aspirin away. I guess. Do we hear a loud fucking bang from a car ahead?
You do hear a faint ping, but that's about it. It's not like it's because you have the train and all the other noise. It wasn't like a very noticeable bang, but you did hear something. I'll say that.
Children must have been laying things on the track to be flattened again.
Oh yeah, laying the coins on, or yeah, who knows what they put out there.
Exactly. Kids can't live with them. No offense,
Sure.
ma'am.
Yeah, that's right in front
None
of
taken.
You're terrible people. I'm literally. I feel like I am just the old man.
I haven't
along for this
done
ride.
it.
I feel like I am just the old man along for the ride. You're all terrible.
I've done shit.
Aw.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna leave the kid alone.
Alright.
And I'm, I guess, gonna head to the food cart because I need a drink.
Alright, you're heading to the food cart. Dalton, what are you doing?
There was one other person in this carriage you haven't spoken to, which is the tall, gangly woman from.
The
What are they
you're
called?
from
Rapture-
from Rapture Enterprise,
Rapture
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Which? Yeah, the gaunt-faced woman. Was that?
Yep, it's the
Same one?
gaunt face one. Alright, so you walk over to her, and you can see that she's kind of just biting her lip, leaned back in the chair. She looks up at you.
Well, shame for the disturbance, would me. I must say, I'd prefer to hear piano than wailing children.
Quite. I would have liked that too. Though, the baby wasn't too bad. Doctor annoys me more, honestly.
Oh, do you know any of them?
No, don't know him. Just know I don't like him. Doctors and me don't mix.
Is she wearing anything that identifies her already as part of the Rapture?
Just
They don't have a
the
embroidered
only
jacket?
thing that you notice is that same like uniform, right? That they all have.
Uh-huh.
That same business suit that doesn't have any markings of a manufacturer.
It's a Durgan.
Mhm.
Hi, Flo.
You're from the Rapture Enterprises, I gather.
Yeah, I
You
am.
don't- You don't suppose the funding might cover a pianist next time? Something, bit of entertainment. Might even keep some of these people bit distracted even.
We were thinking about it. Right now, it's hard to pay a musician. None of them want to work.
Yeah, the working class, eh? So, how many? Is this the only rail line that you guys have been involved with? Got started, or how big is the
Currently-
enterprise?
Our enterprise is big. We've had multiple different projects we've worked on. Currently, this is our latest, and our current only active one at this point in time.
Only active one. And, well, between you and me, I'm lowering my voice a bit. I'm not sure everything's off to the greatest start, is it? Maybe you've heard all these rumors of disappearances. I spoke to your colleague. You seem to be rather blasé about it. What are your What's your understanding of what's happening here?
It's... She kind of just sits up a little bit, adjusting herself. It's fascinating, isn't it?
You think
Humanity.
so?
People are going missing. People write articles about it. There's rumor of the superstition. And yet, still, people are riding the train. Despite whatever... Go ahead, sorry.
Well, spoken to a few who've more or less mentioned it was their last option or cheapest option. Not entirely sure. People are too confident in the services. Other than
all they need is
you and
enough
your
confidence to give it a try. Humanity has always persevered through anything that sailed them, and they're always willing to give them anything a try if there's the promise of success out of it. The promise of seeing tomorrow.
I see. You don't suspect anything, any kind of foul play, do you? Like, you wouldn't deny that there's been some disappearances. I would have presumed. Like,
oh no, I've seen a few of them myself in this car.
Excuse me. Tell me more about that. What did you see?
Oh, I normally don't catch it right till the very end. Today I was trying to get a better gander. It happens every now and again. One gentleman will be leaning against their chair, not looking their best. And then, as soon as everyone glances away, they're gone. Though, I guess that speaks volumes for humanity, doesn't it? The sick and the dead could be right out on the street, and those in better opposition would walk right over them, just trying to get about their business.
I guess in some respects, but you said that you've witnessed one where there was a man who was unwell and leaning against the sides. Was there a sickness? I was just wondering, is there any clue? Something that comes before the disappearance?
I don't quite remember what was afflicting him.
Oh, but was he complaining? Did he have the sniffles?
It's been a bit. Most of the disappearances admittedly have happened over in the food cart, not here.
Oh, but some have happened in here, which is why you've placed yourself here right now. Is that right? In anticipation?
Anticipation. Now that would have you claiming that I'm hoping something will disappear.
Well, I'm sorry, but you don't appear bothered, and you said you were here to see some of this take place. I'm just trying to take all of this in. You and your colleagues don't seem particularly bothered by these events. You don't think you're likely to disappear yourself?
Not at all. I've rode him many times, and I know I'm not going to disappear. I'd watch yourself, though. Might catch what the baby has. You don't look in the best of health, my rotund fellow.
well, never mind me. There's only a smaller number of crew and guests aboard today. Is there, other than maybe the crew and the three from your own team? Is there any other repeat visitors that travelers that you're aware of that have been here during some of those unfortunate disappearances?
Fucking Cherry, do not write boobies on the calculator. I saw that.
Purple
So,
hand
alright, hold on.
gestures.
Repeat the question. Sorry, I just look over and I'm staring at the calculator.
You have
And
not acknowledged it.
No! My ADHD brain told me to acknowledge it.
Sorry. I'm ADHD as well.
Silas, you're not Cthulhu. Anyway.
No, you're you're Steve Strahd, remember?
Yeah, you're Steve Strahd. I'm resuming the clock. Actually, I'm going to ask you a question first and then I'll resume the clock. What was the question again?
The question was asking if there were any particular repeat guests on board who were also present during previous disappearances that they're aware of.
On this ride? No, not today.
Shit.
Well, let's hope it's all behind us. In that case, the baby appears to be on the mend, at least.
For now, yeah.
For now, but you're not expecting the worst, are you? God.
You know what they say. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst.
Ooh. Well, I might go catch up with my traveling companions. Sorry, your name was? I didn't catch it earlier.
My name, you see, I am Charlene Lyle.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Charlene. I'm Dalton, Jimothy Dalton.
Pleasure.
And I'll allow you to cut to someone else.
Alrighty. Are you choosing to move to any other cart?
I'll follow everyone.
Alright.
This does flip my token. Sorry to whoever put the effort in.
And real quick, I'm pausing the timer. Joel and Mass, I think my dyslexia is kicking in really hard. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the choir. Hey, Kojin. Alright. Moving on over to the caboose. So,
Howdy.
you know, the lock lays in shambles across the top of the container.
I just opened it. You didn't.
You had the key.
But yes,
We had the key to the caboose.
shot
I actually
the
did.
lock off the crate.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
the lock
Well,
is off the crate.
Well, young miss, since you're so gung ho, go ahead. Open it.
I take the lock and I toss it out the window casually.
Whoop!
Before
Goes out the
opening.
window.
Now we can claim there never was a lock. And I open the crate.
Alright, as you open up that small kind of almost preview window, you notice that inside the crate itself, there seems to be a suit of armor laying back, neatly tucked in, and currently inside the grip of the suit of armor, as its hands are kind of folded across its chest, gripping onto something. You see what appears to be the hilt of a sword that does not have a blade.
A hilt of a sword?
That's weird. I'm gonna reach out and kind of like touch it.
Make a sanity check for me.
Fuck. Well, that recently went down, unfortunately.
Or fortunately for you. Sanity is a weird thing in Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Oh, I rolled a 70 and my sanity right now is 59.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right,
failed.
even without that reduction, you would have failed. So as you touch the blade, you get this... Hold on, wait, actually, hold on. I forgot, because I need to see something.
No, unless your cherry might die right now, so.
God damn it.
Alright, Cherry, you lose 7 sanity.
Oh, that's not good.
And here comes the fun thing.
Oh no.
Hold on 1 second. I don't have the right page open on my fucking PDF here.
Was it Tulip or Bella?
Sorry,
that was
Tulip,
our,
not Bella.
no, was it Tulip or Bella that was our occult individual?
It was
Tulip.
Tulip.
And Tulip, being the occult individual.
Is
Should have
far
known
too
better.
curious for her own good.
So, you kind of begin hyperventilating. Your mind
Mm-hmm.
is filled with the sounds of clashing swords and battle. For a moment, you look up as your hands are still on the blade. You are in the middle of a battlefield. There are horses flying by you, left and right. You hear men calling out and crying. Men falling, dying. And then you feel this rather large presence thud behind you.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take my hand off the blade if I can.
You take your hand off the blade and you fall to the ground, currently gripping your head, screaming from the sight that you had just seen.
No, that's not good.
Hmm.
You mind, Jackson? You are still there and you now noticed Tulip just fucking fall to the ground screaming.
I'm trying to think of. I'm looking at something real quick here.
It somehow
So-
doesn't feel related to the disappearances in the weirdest way.
Jackson's gonna take a step back, not a step forward, step back. Like, young miss, you good? Just a blade. Calm down, Lord.
You don't understand. I was there. I was there on the battlefield. Oh God, I was there.
Yeah, it sucks, don't it?
Jesus fuck, kill the thing with your 1,000 bits.
Yeah, it does suck. All right. Well,
What battle are you talking about? We're still on the train.
a medieval one with swords and horses and blood and death.
Who are those four things I can relate to right now?
Did I vanish at any point during that?
Did they? Or
No,
they just-
it looked like Tulip just went down, touched the sword, and then just started screaming.
Nah, you literally flicked the thing, and now you roll on the ground like a honey badger.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up, and we're going to.
No. This takes proper investigation now. You wanted to be You wanted to go opening ominous crates. You're gonna look further into this.
All right. Well, if you want to look into it, you can. But somehow I feel like this, while occult, she taps the crate, not the sword, just the crate, may not be related to the current case.
Maybe. Let's see.
Unless someone's literally throwing people into a battlefield.
So, I kind of want to get a better view of the whole thing because we only have the preview port, right? Kind
You
of
have
want
the
to be able
preview
to
port.
see more of it.
In order to be able to see the full suit, you'd have to kind of take off the lid, and that's nailed in.
Well, Jackson is going to do his best here. Taking his walking stick, okay, and wedging it in the window of the viewport. Can we try to pry it off? Like, I'm assuming
Give
it's board
me
by board,
just
right?
give me a strength check.
Strength.
All right. Well,
What
we've
do
lost
you-
all plausible deniability in this.
You want the old man to give you a strength? You want the 25 strength?
You're the
old
one
man?
trying to fucking pry the box
you,
open.
You just not have me roll. That is something you're capable of. We got a what is that?
48.
48.
Yeah,
38.
you feel your cane's about to snap, and you just stop because you need that cane.
You feel like your cane's about to snap. And you realize it's your arms.
Remind me. Can you spend luck on a push roll? I don't remember.
Yeah, you can spend luck on a push roll.
Okay. Despite the structural integrity of my cane, we're gonna push forward on the acceptance if I fuck this up, my cane might break.
All right, push it. Give me another one. Let's see.
Big money, big money.
Big money. 22.
And that
Oh.
succeeds.
Beautiful.
Nice.
You kind of feel it's beginning to break, and you're like, no, and you decide just to lean your full weight against it, and crack open the lid. Finally, it pops off, rolling, like, not rolling, but like flipping off into the cabin overhead.
Mhm.
As you stand up, you notice that the suit of armor itself is incredibly old. Now you've gotten a look at it. It's... you're not quite sure what era, because you're unless you would like to make some sort of give me 1 second. There's a skill tied to this.
History, archaeology.
History is literally a skill. You can, if you want to make if you want to try and use history to determine exact era, you can.
Sure, I got a 5%. I ain't got nothing to lose on that.
You can roll a 5.
42.
That's a 42. Can't tell what you didn't study medieval history. All you know, this is old ass knight armor.
Yeah, can I take a look at it?
Oh,
Sure
can
thing.
you? You gonna stream again?
All right, no, I don't need this right now.
Yeah, you don't. So don't do it. And I'm gonna make her for them to go look in the box.
No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just
that's
looking
all
at it.
that is. It's just the armor and the sword hilt.
Well, there's definitely something about the sword. I ain't gonna touch the armor though.
I'll touch the armor.
All right. What part of the armor do you touch?
We'll grab onto the helmet.
Pink. It's cold.
Damn, that's some sturdy metal still. Holy,
All right. You doing okay over there, Jackson?
yeah, I am having a time, young lady. I'm having a time.
14 minutes remain.
Fuck.
So you said the sword hilt gave you visions of a battlefield.
Yeah. That's
I've already-
exactly right.
I've already seen the worst that humanity has to offer. I grab the sword hilt head on.
All right. Give me a sanity check.
Oh.
We fucking believe. We believe. We
Uh,
believe.
My sanity is a 44 right now, so
Oh no.
45. I'll burn a luck point to pass.
Oh.
Congratulations, burning 1 luck. Because in Call of Cthulhu, even passing, you still can lose sanity. Give me 1 second. You lose 1 sanity.
Oh no.
You get just this voice that appears in the back of your head. Wield me. Bring me to battle. And then it fades.
Ilja.
You're a warrior. I've seen you fight. Bring me to battle.
You know, we're here for live hard, die fast. You know, I'll take the handle. Sure, I'll just take it
Alright.
off the armor.
You take it off the armor. Good.
Interesting. An old blade. Yeah, wants me to.
Is- There's no blade.
That's meant to work. And Jackson's like walks over to, I don't know, a nondescript suitcase and tries to stab it with the hiltless blade.
You just bounce
blade
off.
was up.
There's no blade.
Okay, well, I'm not invisible. I'd have checked. Well, I'm gonna slip this into my coat real quick, and he slips it into one of the pockets of his coat. Go talk to the others about what we found.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this crate looking right before we leave.
Don't even bother. No one else is coming back here.
They have to offload this, and I'm the one that got given the key. You just
Oh.
stole.
You committed a crime, young miss. Swearing to the conductor, you ain't a thief.
Tick. Tock. Tick.
Let's get going. Come
I
on.
leave. I lock the caboose.
With me inside, or
Not with you inside. You know, fuck yeah, with you. No, let's go. Let's go.
you have to clarify.
So, the gang all reconvenes in the food cart. You're fucking, at this point, just bags of chips going right into this man's face.
Buddy, you good?
Whoa.
All right,
Okay.
all right. You're done. You're done. Jackson walks over and takes the food away. You're done.
You're cut off, man.
Kinda hungry.
You've eaten more calories than a small Italian village. You're done.
More hungry though.
You're done.
It cannot be good for you. Plus,
All
think
right.
of the poor chef.
The group at this point has you, though.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you young whippersnappers doing today?
Oh, yeah, the crying babies and playing cards and things. There's
And a doctor I don't much care for.
Amazing.
there seems to be a spread of those representatives from Rapture Enterprises. There's obviously hushed voices while we're trying to discuss this, but they seem to have spread out on one per cart, and I gesture my head over to I think the remaining woman, or the third of three, is in this.
I told you they're here.
Well, certainly. I spoke to what's his name? Clifford. The gentleman you said was doing some gambling, poker game. He's on his way to. He's got a rather fancy deck with. You said you had some suspicions about it. It's just a very, very nice deck that's got some. He seemed very proud of the court cards in that deck that represent various figures in suits of armor and ready for battle and these sorts of things. But they didn't otherwise see anything untoward about it.
No, it's handy.
I forgot to
I
retrieve
got-
my gun.
I got this. And Jackson will show them in a way that hides it from view from the one suit lady. I got this hill that's telling me to kill and bring it to battle.
I don't know why you took that.
That's
You
neat.
all right?
I'm fine. Tulip, she had a time. Should have seen it. It's like a you pepper sprayed a water moccasin, just writhing all over the place.
Do I perhaps recall any cards in the deck that were suits of armor holding a sword with no blade?
I mean, all of the kings, queens, and jacks, all of them were, them but dressed in armor and armed with weapons.
But on a standard deck, don't they? They might be holding swords, but they have blades. Was there anything particular? Do I recall one without a blade? If that's
No, you would not have.
okay.
Jacks don't have blades. They're typically stabbing themselves in the head.
Oh yeah, the behind. Yeah. The other lady I spoke to in the lounge from Rapture, she mentioned. I thought I noted her name down. I did. Charlene mentioned she's seen some of the disappearances, and someone was showing symptoms of being a little unwell, and then they just disappeared, and nodding over toward the man who's now complaining after having wolfed down 40 eggs. That's undoubtedly suspicious behavior, wouldn't you say?
The chef mentioned that one of the people he saw disappearing was complaining about how hungry they were, and then started ranting and raving, and then pop. Yes.
So, do you feel like ranting and raving?
Maybe. Might be due to check in with the man at the counter there. That's Stanley. I did have a quick chat with him when we were at the station before departing, and I think didn't seem any particularly untoward at the time. Just heading to New York for construction work as best he can.
He's a good guy. I hope he makes it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should. Perhaps we should split and mind these back 4 carriages.
I feel like that'd be prevalent.
If these rapture, if these rapture individuals are in fact the ne'er-do-wells in question, it would do well for us to watch them. and their cargo.
Sounds like a
Certainly,
plan.
What? I guess claim your carts. I'll take either the food cart because I got Stanley here, or the caboose because I'm also holding the creepy handle.
I'll head back to the cabins.
I'll stay here and watch Foodie McStuffface.
Give me the keys to the caboose then.
I hand him the keys to Caboose, and Tulip says, "Now listen, if I get in trouble, I'm gonna say this got picked off me. Got it?
Oh, that is entirely likely.
All right, good. I hand Jax the keys to Caboose.
All right. So
I'll.
The
I
old
would like to. I
old
would like to
man.
ask, because it seems like you guys are making a final commitment. Is this the solution you'd like to put forward?
We are spreading
Where you're
ourselves amongst
spreading
the train
yourself amongst the train.
to see if
Yes.
who disappears and what happens.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking to. It doesn't seem like we're looking to prevent a disappearance. More witness it and gather more information from that event.
Someone's dying. We have no
To be fair,
nothing. We have nothing in our hands right now to stop someone from disappearing.
I think I may have ran after. We never used spot hidden. Fuck. That would have been useful in the Caboose.
Maybe. I can
So-
give it one check before we call it the 5 minute, but
Yeah, you have 4 minutes left to make a decision. If there's
Okay.
anything else you want to do before
Well-
just waiting for the disappearance to
Hmm.
happen.
Can
fuck it,
I?
I'll give a quick spot hit caboose.
Yeah, that's what
Sure,
I
you can
was.
give us-
I haven't been there yet, so if I
Huh?
might.
That's fine. You
Yeah,
guys
we'll
can
try
go to
that.
the caboose and give your spot hiddens.
25.
Yeah, before we commit to this, can we all go and do a spot hidden?
Sure. Where are you doing your spot hidden to, Tulip?
I'm gonna do mine the food cart.
All
All
right.
right, I guess I'll go for the cabins then, since I'm
Alright.
here.
and if it matters, my 25 beats my half value.
That does matter.
And that is a 73. My spot hidden is an 80. Pass.
All right.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
a 7 on spot hidden.
Alright.
So am I
7?
60. Yeah.
You fucker, get out of here.
and
Make me. I felt cool
Bella?
for a
Be a 68.
moment. So close to glory.
So nobody saw anything.
you don't see anything. Unfortunately, you just don't really ascertain anything other than the individual who is scarfing down food is still pulling his stomach going hungry. Over in the caboose,
Get some protein, man. Grab a
It's all-
steak.
Dalton and,
He did, he
and
ate all the
Jackson, both of you are kind of looking over. And Jackson, you notice something. Immediately, as soon as you look over, you notice that the lid that you popped off, there's a seal on it. On the side. It's very small. A sticker on it. And you see it just says property of Rapture Enterprise. Meanwhile, Dalton, you notice that on the armor, you see a tag on it that says property of Clifford William Haggard.
Interesting.
Not surprised.
We only got a minute 30 left. You want to?
For the sake of time, you are able to make it to the cabin in time to talk.
Well, I'll still be hanging on the caboose to see what happens if anything happens back here.
Mhm.
Get
I don't
going,
know
young
what's
man.
going
Is there what was said before at the very top that there was some kind of get inspiration, get hints roll? of
There
some
is an
sort?
idea
Is there
roll.
a-
Yeah,
An
there's
idea?
a thing called an idea roll.
Uh,
I'm stopping the timer real quick to help explain that. It's
Okay.
you're rolling under what you call it, your character's intelligence, and you're trying to get an idea of that.
Could I
So.
attempt one of those?
Go right ahead. As soon as you're done with your idea roll, I will restart the timer.
000. Which way do you count that? Is that 10?
That is
A
a
critical success.
No, a 1 would be
Critical
critical
failure?
success. That's 100.
That's a critical fail.
You
Mhm.
have no. Unfortunately, you don't really get any idea as to what to do. You just have all these pieces of evidence and nothing to do with.
Are we
All
reading
right.
these dice right? I'm just making
How
sure.
about
Yeah, you're reading them
All right.
right. Trust me, I had my buddy who's a keeper for Call of Cthulhu. Don't worry, I paused the timer. He fucking yelled at us about how D100 works right because a bunch of fucking D&D nerds didn't understand how to read a D100.
I didn't want to engage in the topic,
sometimes.
but I hate D100 because they're wrong. I hate D100. the two D10s.
Yep.
It's such
Okay,
an annoying system.
Restarting timer.
Mhm.
okay?
You have a
I'd like
minute
to.
left.
I guess I'd like to take a moment and try and get said inspiration as well. Sitting here thinking
All right.
on what clues we
That's
have
fine.
now that I'm in a moment of silence.
There you go.
If I have the time, can I go back?
I
the
think I
lounge.
understand what's going on, but I was not. My character was not there for a piece of information.
That's a 17.
We've met up and shared information.
You
I'm
do
not-
remember.
It was a one specific line that clued me.
Shut up! Shut up!
You do remember you were told one thing. Remember, if you see anything strange, let me know.
Run to the engine! Ah!
Alright. You get to the engine, the conductor's there
Looking.
shoveling.
falling over.
Let's see, what's his
45 seconds.
Mr. Bellinger,
Yes.
seeing some strange things.
What's the strange thing you've seen?
There's a man who will not stop eating within the food cart, and we've had a collection of sick individuals and a very smug doctor. Both
Doesn't
of
sound
which
strange to me.
corroborate.
Weird travelers and hop aboard this train all the time.
Stranger than that, then, there is apparently a sword handle that is prompting one of my companions to kill someone, and a suit of armor that looks mysteriously out of place.
At the mention of the sword, and I'm stopping the timer, with 8 seconds left on the timer. You notice the individual kind of stand up for a second. You said sword and strange suit of armor.
Correct, sir.
Out of curiosity, did the sword have a blade?
No, sir.
You see, he kind of dusts himself off for a little bit. And Lawrence takes a step over to his tools, grabbing them unceremoniously, pushing them to the floor, as he grabs a rather large scythe.
Oh no.
If you'd excuse me for a moment. And
he's not coming at her. She steps the fuck to the side.
he proceeds to walk through and head over to the cabins.
Bella's gonna just follow.
Follow and watch. What happens?
As you
Oh no.
walk on in, you hear Lawrence begin kind of calling out to Clifford, saying something in a language you're not quite sure what it is. They begin shouting at one another. And it picks up rapidly. But you can tell, even with this base knowledge, or base understanding of of just body language, Clifford's very afraid right now. Before long, Lawrence takes his scythe and just stomps the butt of it against the floor. Immediately, you hear the shouting that was coming from the wedded couple, and they're grumbling, "Stop." And then Lawrence turns back to you, Bella. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Making sure that everything here runs fair and smooth. it seems that there were a little bit of cheaters on our cart tonight, and I do apologize for that. He kind of looks out the window. Ah, seems we're pulling into station right now. If you'd like to take your seat, the lurch kind of is a little aggressive. And with that, he makes his way back over to the engine room.
Very kind of you, Mr. Bellinger. She goes and she takes her seat.
Mm-hmm. As you take your seat, and everything, you feel the train lurch into the station, and that faint kind of hiss of the brakes come in. One by one, everybody notices the different guests begin getting up and getting out of the cart. The man shoveling food mentioning how his stomach hurts. Hi, Kirk, welcome on in. We'll do proper introductions in just a second.
We're at the end.
We're at the end of a Call of Cthulhu session. My mods, I'm gonna shout out for Gerg, I'd appreciate it. And thank you again for the raid. But as you pull on into the station, the man that was shoveling food into his mouth has complaining about his stomachache. The baby fine, the wedded couple happy. And this night, on a rare occasion, nobody vanished aboard the White Stallion. And with that, our one-shot draws to a close, everybody.
What happened? What? Did we just...
So, summation,
Oh, hey.
we were literally on Charon's boat.
Very
that was
close.
Charon.
Very close, not quite.
And his name is Death, and he shall ride a white steed.
Mm-hmm. If you noticed.
Oh my god, they're the four... That was the horsemen.
Yup.
Yep.
We had pestilence, famine, and
War.
Mm-hmm. So, the quick explanation for those that weren't able to piece it together. The game they were playing, the four horsemen built this rail line, the White Stallion, otherwise known as the Pale Horse, with the leadership of Death. You see, things are boring. The rapture has not begun yet, and they need to keep their blades sharp. So something they do is have a little bit of a game. Every time a new ride begins, each member will go to a different cart and select one person within the cart. They'll attempt to use their powers to be able to kill the person. Tonight, War tried cheating by bringing his blade on the train to instigate the wedded couple to murder one another. It's why War has been having difficulties, since it's harder to get a murder to happen on the train than someone starving to death or becoming sick and ill. However, you guys were able to find the blade, and you brought it over to Death, the conductor of the games. As he's not here to play, he's Death. He simply causes death to happen like that. He simply wishes to make sure that the games run fair and smoothly.
Hey, yo, did we get to a Call of Cthulhu game with nobody dying?
It's
Yes.
it's a very easy one shot for new
Okay,
players.
fair enough, but fuck me running, that was fun. I'm glad I got to use the motorcycle.
8 seconds on the clock.
With 8
like,
seconds on the clock. You guys almost you guys got the sword hill?
I did
And-
I
my
had
God.
I had completely forgotten that he had asked us to report anything
Yeah,
strange.
same.
Yep, that was.
I'm glad I rolled for that.
I didn't
got
forget,
this-
I just didn't trust him.
Yeah,
And
that was my.
Also, I'm kind of
Hmm.
an instigator and wanted to see what would have happened.
God, we had watched a married couple murder each other over their baby.
Would they? Because I had the sword.
Yeah, they were still getting
they would have
violent,
murdered
though.
one another. They didn't need the sword. They don't need the sword to murder each other. One would have just murdered the other, and then a person murdered would have vanished. Now, here comes where my group failed when we went through this. We
Hmm.
attempted giving the sword to War, and he's just like, oh, cool, thanks, and then just put it in his coat.
Well, that's why I left that.
That's really good though.
That is
Oh
a
my
good
God.
one.
That was a fun one shot.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I think everyone fucking contributed. So hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Do it
Good
this
work.
way. Here comes the thing, right? There is another way to win it, and it's by separating all three issues. Because if you chose that route of breaking up the cabins, or breaking up everyone in the cabins, I would have just immediately went to Bella and mentioned how Bella would have seen the two fighting couple, and what Bella would have need to do is make sure that fighting couple does not kill each other. Because you handled the baby because you had the doctor, and the man the guy who was dying of starvation, you handed him so much money so that he could buy so much food. He wasn't gonna starve to death. So you guys,
You're mistaken.
everybody contributed towards getting to that final end, and you did. You guys succeeded in the mystery.
Good teamwork, everyone.
That's fucking teamwork.
Good job,
Okay.
guys.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Can put the old man photo away.
Are you proud of us, V?
I did extremely. Because you're also the first group I've seen succeed that. Because everybody always fails that. But again, 2-hour time limit, and you guys used everything but 8 seconds of that.
I mean, I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like if we hadn't dicked around, we would have gotten it done quite a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, once you know where everything is, it's find the sword, bring it to death. Like, 5 minutes, right? But obviously that's the point of investigation. You don't know where all the pieces are.
I kind
Yeah.
of wish I kept taking notes, because if I had, I would have written down like sick baby, starving man, fighting couple, and may have actually put it together. I just forgot death riding a white steed.
The names were too random. I was really hoping that there would be a tie-in with the names, and so that's what I had all written down, was all the different names.
No, unfortunately, the names, everyone goes to check for the names to see if there's a hint in the name.
Which
so I
is
went
good.
very innocuous names.
Yeah. Also,
But-
Gerg, we
Oh.
saw a picture of you earlier.
No, that's
So-
not Gerg on the fucking
So
thing.
I think you need.
my thing
Hold
was,
on, I'm gonna pull it up.
my thing was like, I kind of figured it was some sort of reference to either mythology or biblical, right?
Mhm.
My only problem is that I didn't trust the conductor, which is why I didn't immediately like lean into it. And there was that one line, I don't remember who the fuck said it, but I know my character was not there for it. It was like quite common. Oh my fucking god, quite common for the weak and starving to lie on the streets, and those better off just pass by without notice. It was something like that, which no.
Oh, it was one
Yeah, I
of the.
think that was said to me.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
like,
Yeah, no,
Gerg,
it's
to
said
me,
to
what do
you.
you mean?
And if you notice, they talk about humans in a very almost observant kind of way.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, so does the aristocracy. So I
yeah,
mean,
that was
come
what
on.
was throwing me.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, nothing in this is a dead giveaway, but there's a lot of different hints. Though
Yeah.
honestly, the
Mm.
easiest one, Rapture Enterprise. Come on.
Yeah. That I mean, obviously, but
I
come
wasn't
on.
thinking. The thing is, I went in not thinking biblical
How could
mythos.
you? What do you mean?
All right, hold on. Did you just say that you didn't think that the angel VTuber would use biblical mythos?
Well, no, it's called Call of fucking Cthulhu.
Yeah, I
I
did not.
legit kind of thought Cthulhu was killing a baby.
No. Here comes the thing about Call of Cthulhu. It
It's
can be
any
used
mythos.
It's any mythos.
Monsters.
You can
I
do
wish,
it with any horror setting.
I wish I had known that going in. I would have fucking studied up on a couple things.
I did one that was based on Native American mythologies. You know, it's just fucking.
Mhm.
That's
It's
really cool.
You can
Actually.
do whatever you want.
Yep.
Shit. You know what's weird? I actually really like this system. I'd like to play it some more.
Oh yeah.
It's taken,
this
like,
is
fun.
cool.
It's taken 5 years of me wanting to play this system to finally play it. Honestly, I think this might be one of my more favorite systems. I like the fucking